with a million smiles. Catching all the love from around the world. Hey Shelly, won't you shine your light in the darkest times to make it bright, Life's dream dreams, we're all by your side, Keep on doing what you do, girl, you're one of a kind, Shelly, Shelly, you're our life's dream star, keep rocking your show, no matter where you are.
Hey, Shelly from the block. Jersey girl with a mouth that won't stop, no. Sassy, and I'm not afraid to show it. Gonna spill the tea, you better be ready for it. I speak my mind, no filter inside. Shelly's in the house, talking trash and truth. No sugar-coated grooves. Out the way. Jersey girl with something to say. Shelly's in the house, time to break the rules. From Bulls to the city, I'm the queen of cool. You can handle the heat, then take the high. Shelly's in the house, drop the mic.
Hey, Shelly in the house tonight, living it up, feeling so right. New Jersey girl, she's got that style. Life dream queen with a million smiles, and she know the love from around the world. Hey Shelly, won't you shine your light? It's time to make it right. Life's dream dreams, we're the wayside. You're one of a kind. Shelly, Shelly, you're a life's dream star. Keep rocking the show no matter where you are.
Hey everybody, this is Shelly, your mouthy mama talking trash and truth. How's everybody out there doing? I'm sorry, I'm going to raise my mic up just a little bit. There we go. So this is Shelly, your mouthy mama talking trash and truth. This is Coffee and Chaos with T3. That's me. Today's title is New Time, New Day, same me. So I'm not trying to fight all these trials and try to get it in every morning 3 days a week and do all this stuff and still try to pack and move and everything. So we're just this is the summer hours. We're just kicking back. It's gonna be a very chill summer because I've got a lot of shit to do. It is 12:04 p.m. just after noon on the East Coast. I'm calling at you from New Jersey on June 18th, 2024. Today's my mother's wedding anniversary. And funny enough, I asked her yesterday, I said, is your anniversary tomorrow? And she was like, wait. Oh my God, my anniversary is tomorrow. Oh my God, I forgot. How do you forget your wedding anniversary? Like her wedding anniversary, and it's her third one. I mean, maybe she just has so many. She's like, screw it. But yeah, today's her wedding anniversary. So happy anniversary to my madre. Mother Perez. How's Mother Perez doing? Y'all are going to love that I have to live with her. I don't live with her yet, but once we move, that's what we're doing. We're sharing a house. Her and her husband, me and my two grown children, because we all need our own space. And in this economy, the new way of doing things, branching out on your own, ain't happening. So we had to dial it back to the Guinea way of doing shit, where you just live with your family. That's why, now when everybody's like, oh, you live with your mother to people, I'm like, none of us moved out of our parents' houses till we were married. And even then, you didn't move out. You just moved the floor up. That's what you did. Because we knew you couldn't do it on your own. Not well, anyway. Everybody has a part to play. Kids do better. In my experience, we did better when we had the parents there. The grandparents were just literally a hop, skip, and one flight of stairs away from the kids. And even the great grandparents were just another flight away. The younger you were, the higher up in the building you had to move. because they couldn't do the stairs like that. So, you're young, you could do the stairs. Um, and then you had like the aunts and the uncles and the cousins. Everybody lived either in the same house or the house next door or the house 2 houses over. But I never lived anywhere where my relatives weren't within a 5-minute walk. So like if I was never unsupervised, if I had something I needed to do, like if I had a school trip and we had to have a parent come with us and my parents could, well, my mother couldn't or daddy couldn't because he was working, mommy was working. Grandma didn't, she couldn't walk. I take after my grandmother in ways I don't want to, in that I now have the legs she had all her life, but mine were induced by the jibby jab and hers just occurred naturally. But that tells me that the predisposition for that affliction was there. But she couldn't walk very far and she got very bad vertigo, which thankfully I don't have. Knock wood. Spit in the wind. Toot. But she couldn't go on trips and stuff like that. So she rarely left the house. She was busy in the house, but leaving the house, people weren't really her thing. You had aunts. I had aunts that would go on trips with me. I had cousins that I could, they could come over and play or whatever. I didn't like them, but they were there. That's what we had. We always had a village. I used to escape to my great grandmother's house all the time. Like if my mother was too much, I had my grandmother. But then if my grandmother got too much, I'd be like, I'm running away. And she'd be like, where are you running? I'm going to go tell your mother. And I would leave and walk a couple blocks to my great grandmother's house. And I'd go, Mama, no. And I just start crying. And in Italian, it's okay, baby. Wait, I'm going to call her. I'm going to straighten her out. And otherwise she'd say, you just stay here. It's okay. You want to eat? I make lunch. I make a snack. I make this. By the way, my great grandmother's snacks were like a 4-course meal, like easily. And she would whip that shit up in like 6 minutes flat. Like you just sat down and she doesn't ask you, are you hungry? She just puts the food in front of you and says, eat. I said, okay, I'm going to eat this till I puke, but okay. She wouldn't call my grandmother most of the time. She would tell me, no, aspetta. Wait, just wait, aspetta, wait. Your grandmother, I know my daughter, that's going to bother her that you're here. She'll come here and then I'll get her in person. And that's what she used to do. She would wait and she was such a troll. I mean, I loved my mom and my great grandmother. She would wait till my grandmother got to the door. And she would purposely lock the outside gate because we have these door gates that you don't have a key for them. You have to be able to put your hand through and know where the lock is, and then you can flick the thing and let yourself in. But it was all done by hand. There were no keys. There were all buttons and whatever. And it was a wrought iron gate. It was so heavy. And she would wait till my grandmother got there, knowing my grandmother was too short to put her arm through the opening and unlock the door. So she'd go there and say, who is it? Mama, it's me. Who's me? I don't know me. Your mother didn't give you a name. And my grandmother, Mama, it's me. It's Kate. I don't have any children named Kate. I have a Catherine. It's Catherine. Mama, let me in. Is Michelle here? Yeah, she's here. What do you want with her? She would keep her out there for 5-10 minutes, just fucking with her. And then she'd be, Mama, let me in. She'd be, you going to be nice? You're not too big to slap. This is all in Italian, so that other people outside the house couldn't understand, what was going on. And I would sit there getting so nervous. And she'd give me the little wink and the smirk, which I inherited. And she'd say, aspetta. Basta. Stop being nervous. And I'd sit there and I'd be like, oh my God, my grandmother's going to kill me. She's going to be so mad that I'm here. Every single time. And it never failed. She'd let my grandmother in and she said, oh, why are you messing with my baby? Why are you messing with the baby? The baby can't do any wrong. That was my great grandmother's thing. I was the baby. I mean, I'm still the baby to my whole family, even though I'm the oldest. Why are you messing with her? The baby can do no wrong. The baby can this. Unfortunately, my mother didn't feel that way. My father didn't feel that way. My uncle didn't feel that way. But the rest of the family was like that when I was little. I was the golden child till I hit about 5. Uh, it was just funny because she would just put her in her place. She would make her sweat. And then she'd say, all right, I don't want this to happen again. The next time I'm going to bring her home and I'll talk to you there. My grandmother, yes, mama. Yes, mama. Yes, mama. It always tickled me to watch my grandmother submit to her mother because my grandmother didn't submit to nobody. She might not say anything, but the look she would give you, you just will. That was the end of the argument because you knew she was going to win it. And you were just like, she ain't going to feed me for a month. It's just like, no. And you didn't go in her kitchen. She would hit you with the spoon if you went in her kitchen. I only was allowed in there to observe or to fetch things for other people. But yeah, I wasn't allowed to cook in my grandmother's kitchen. She was very territorial. That was a nice little tangent I went off on. Anyway, let me just check out chat real quick. There's no real topic today. I'm just going to tell you all what I've been going through over here because it's a lot. It's a lot. It's a lot. Moving has been a very emotional experience for me. And I'm only like, what? We didn't even do the closing yet. We did the closing less than 10 days. But I mean, it's ours. Like there's no going back. Not good. But it's just so much. And Jariah had said something about keep a journal as I go through things. And I'm going to do that. I found the perfect journal to keep it in because as I was cleaning the first thing that I was cleaning, I found a blank Star Wars notebook. It's real nice. It's got like the leather binder. I got it as a gift in school from one of the kids and I loved it and I kept it, but I never wrote in it. So I'm going to be doing that because there's so much stuff that I found that I'm like, holy shit, when did I get that? Where? Oh my God, why is this in with the junk? Like I found cufflinks in a box of just junk. And I was like, wait a minute, these are solid gold cufflinks. Like, what is wrong with me? I really don't know. There was that whole period of time that I was on those meds. And this is the area that I stayed in that I'm cleaning right now, where I was on all those meds. There's no rhyme or reason to anything over there. And I'm a very organized person. Like I have that type of personality. I can't have mess or clutter or things like filed incorrectly. And I'm looking and cleaning and reflecting on the fact that, oh my God, I didn't do shit when I was on those meds. I wasn't filing any of my paperwork. I wasn't putting away any of the bank statements, the PSE&G bills, because, well, we'll get into my whole record keeping thing in a minute. But none of it. It was just piles of statements and everything still in the envelopes. So I opened them, looked in them, and threw them on the side. Literally filled an entire 18-gallon tote box with paperwork that I got to go through. No lie, I cannot even lift the box. It's so heavy. And I was just like, fuck. I was like, what did I do? So I'm going through like all this stuff. Anyway, back to chat. So Wolfram came in here first. Thank you, honey. Dropping links like they're hot. He wipes his paws, looks in and howls. Ow. How you doing, honey? Always somebody I could depend on. Love you. I miss my Mims, but I mean, I got you. I got Mimsy. It's fantastic. I'm glad she's coming around a bit. She's feeling a little bit better. So let's keep Mimsy in your prayers, y'all. We got Outpost Nerd. Hey, got Lady Awesome saying, hey, everyone. How you doing, baby? I was thinking about you yesterday when I was going through a lot of the different things because I was finding all these pictures just in random spots of me and my dad. And I broke down quite a few times. Yesterday was very emotional for me. And I was thinking about you because I know as you go through stuff, you forget whole periods of your life, like whole ass memories, because they're not they're not tied to anything you're going through right now. So they're not prevalent. They're not in the forefront of your mind. So they kind of get buried, but they're still there. And it's funny how things can just trigger them to jump to the front. And you get this rush of sentiment and this rush of emotion and this rush of longing and um, a little bit remorse. I felt that a lot yesterday going through things. Like I found like the odd compression sock, right? Which was weird. Like I was going through my paperwork trying to like move it from one end of the room into a bin where I could sort through it. And, I'm trying to consolidate the bullshit. And I found a black compression sock that I didn't know. I was like, never used. It must have fallen out of the packaging or something. And because it was black and it was under the desk with the paperwork, I didn't see it. And I took it out and I was like, oh my God, I said, I hate these fucking things. They're so hard to put on. And that instantly, boom, triggered a memory of my grandmother always wearing her compression stockings. I used to say, where are your stockings? That's what we call them, your stockings. Where are your stockings? And I remember how I'd watch her put them on. Now, my grandmother was not skinny. She was a little barrel on the 5-foot frame. Well, I forget if she was 5 feet or 5'1". I forget. But she used to like prop her leg up. She would stand and she'd put her leg up on the kitchen chair and she would work the compression sock from her toe all the way up to her knee. And I used to watch her struggle and she'd be out of breath after it. And I was like, oh my God, just putting on your socks makes you out of breath. God, I hope I never get old. And she'd look at me and go, someday, Michelle, she cursed me. That's what she did. She cursed me. But I deserved it because I should have just said, do you need help? And at night when she went to take them off, her legs from being on her feet all day, because the woman never stopped, she just didn't have the strength to pull them all the way off her leg. So did she ask her husband, who was sitting literally right next to her? No, of course not. That's way too intimate of a thing to share with your husband. So she'd call me wherever the fuck I was. Even if I was in bed. Like if I didn't feel good, Michelle, what? Come downstairs and help me take these up. And so I'd be all like, really? And I'd slam the upstairs doors and I'd boom, 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 boom down the stairs. And what? What do you want? Help me take these socks off. She'd say it's so pathetic and it would aggravate me. And I'd go, Jesus Christ, you got me out of bed just to do this. Blah, 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 blah. And she said, just do it for me, please. They hurt. And I didn't understand like how uncomfortable the sock could be and how hard it was to get off when you have no energy left at the end of the day. And I would go over and I just basically like pull it off her thing and toss it at her. And she'd go, I have 2 legs. That was my big thing. I'm the sire in the family. She was the tisker. Everything. Always tisking her teeth. Always sucking her teeth. That's why when people suck their teeth at me, I get so mad. But my mother was the, she was the moaner, like the bemoaner, I should say. And I'm the sire. Everything. Everyone. But see, now I do like this combination of like tisk sigh. So it's just like, if I don't like what somebody says, I sigh. If I'm aggravated what they say, I sigh. If they're not saying enough, I sigh. If they say something that I think is stupid, I sigh. So I'm the sire. Anyway, I used to like rip them off her legs, throw them in her lap and walk away. And I was thinking about it when I found something and I burst into tears because I get it now. I get how humiliating it is for somebody like her who took care of everybody to not be able to take off her own socks. I get it that she used to work for us all day long, making sure all our needs were met, never asked for anything. And as soon as she did, it was met with like, You're such a burden. You're such an imposition. And I adored my grandmother. I adored her. And I did that to her. And I feel, I feel so guilty because I was such a brat about it. And I wasn't like that with anybody else. Anybody else, I snapped to attention. I did what they wanted. But for her, it was like, oh, your role is take care of me. I got to take care of you. Like what? I don't think I really thought that at the time, but maybe I kind of did. Like I thought it, but I didn't mean it. I was just young and immature and selfish. The way most teenagers are. Especially if I was in the middle of doing something. And I didn't realize until I was older how much that hurts. You know, she would say, can't you just sit at the table with me? Just sit at the table. You're doing a crossword. What the hell am I going to sit at the table for? I want to go watch TV. You're watching this friggin', what is this? Murder, She Wrote? I hate Matlock. I hate Touched by an Angel. I hate friggin', what the hell is that other thing? Oh, her favorite, Dr. Quinn, Medicine Woman. I hate all this shit. Seinfeld. She loves Seinfeld. I fucking hate Seinfeld. And it's just like, she would watch, and I want to watch this. I want to watch my shows. Can I go upstairs and watch my shows? No, come on. Well, I'd go in the living room, but you friggin' moved Uncle Pat in here because he's a fucking invalid. And it was just, I was just so mean and angry, and just my whole life was just a shit show. And so I took it out on her. And I feel bad about it now. But that one compression sock triggered all those memories. All that horrible feeling of, oh my God, all she wanted to do was spend a little time with you. That's not entirely true. She wanted me to spend time with her. She didn't want to spend time with me. She wanted me, in love and appreciation of everything she'd given me, to want to spend time with her. And I was too young and I got to get out of here. I got to get out of here all the time, you know, because I'd been held in the house for 18 friggin' years. So when I had the opportunity to leave and go out, I was gone. Like I never wanted to be home because it was like, you locked me up here with you for like 18 years. Can I get a little freedom? Can I taste the freedom? And when I had the freedom, what I did with it, I fucked up my whole life. But she wanted me to choose her over having a good time. And I didn't realize that at the time. And I feel tremendous guilt for that now. Because I get how she feels. You know, I get how she felt, I should say. Because sometimes like I'm talking to my kids and they're just like, they're doing their thing. And it's not that they don't love me. It's not that they don't want to spend time with me. They just figure there's always going to be time. And that's the way I was as a kid. There'll always be time later. I'll spend time with you later. I'm busy right now. Just to come to realize that right now is not forever and you don't know how long it is. You know, so if you love somebody, that's why like now the way I live my life, I don't hold back at all. I don't not say the thing because I'm afraid of, you know, what's going to happen. It's like now I say it because I feel it. I say it because I think it, because I'm not guaranteed tomorrow. I'm not guaranteed an hour from now. And I don't want there to be miscommunication. I don't want things to go unsaid. You know, if it causes a problem, fine, fuck it. It causes a problem. We'll get through it or we won't. But it'll decide things about friendship, relationships, you know, like connections with people. And that's more important to me than not ruffling somebody's feathers, than missing the opportunity. Because say you have like, say you care about somebody and you're not entirely sure how they feel or whatever. And everybody's like, oh, just play it cool, whatever. Keep it to yourself. They're like, keep it to yourself because you don't want to look foolish. I would rather look foolish and let my true intentions and feelings be known so that person is fully informed than feel foolish for missing that chance of letting that person know that they mean something to me. Whether they whether you mean something to them the same way in return is irrelevant to me. I'm not saying to everybody, but to me. We have this huge reluctance not to get our feelings hurt. You know, I mean, your feelings hurt, but did you die? You're offended, but did you die? You're embarrassed, but did you die? No. So do it. Get rid of it. Otherwise we keep packing into that luggage until it's full to bursting. And you carry that shit around your whole life for what? There are people that I genuinely love that I never said I love you because I thought they'd think I was crazy. Maybe they would have, but at least my true feelings would have been out in the open. I would have been authentic to myself. It didn't matter if they hurt my feelings. If somebody hurts your feelings, you're going to get over it. You don't get over the what ifs or the I wish I would have. I wish I would have said something at the time. I wish I would. Those are the corrosive parts. And so I was thinking about a lot yesterday afternoon when I was cleaning, mainly because she's always cleaning too. But like that was the main thing because, she just did recently have a huge loss. And I know how that feels because other people in your family environment can make it very difficult to maintain or get the most of the relationships that are really good. And I think they do that so that they sow some division. You don't get that outpouring of support and love from the person that wants to give it to you because they put too many roadblocks in the way. They make sure that no, like, because they can't have that feeling from that person. You're not allowed to have it either. You can't benefit from something if I'm not benefiting from it. So they like sabotage it. And I don't even think it's a conscious thing. I think that it's just human nature for a lot of people who are not self-aware. But yeah, I was thinking about her, and I'm sure, honey, you're here. You have regrets, and I just want you to know that it's okay to have regrets. Acknowledge them, let them go. They're not something you can control. Shoulda, coulda, woulda, but didn't. Okay. Can you do it now? No? Let that shit go. That's like the Japanese cleaning thing or whatever the hell what cleaning system is that? If you find something and you haven't used it in like a year or 2 years, throw it out. Most of the time that works. I wouldn't do that now because then I'd have to throw everything out because I haven't used shit. But it's the same, I think, with regrets and with emotions and stuff like that. If you can't change it now, or you can't change it in the very near future and it's set in stone, just pave over it. Fuck it. Let it go. Move on to the next stone. Like instead of thinking of them as stones in your pathway, like just think of them as like skipping stones across a river. You're going to get to the other side. You just got to get past this first. And you got to let it go. You're not going to, step each stone and keep looking back to see the old stone. No, you're going to look to the next stone because that's where, that's where the danger, the unknown danger is. And that's where you're going to find your place to move forward. So you want to be more sure-footed. I can't talk today. You want to be more sure-footed going forward. So you're always looking at the next thing and the next thing, and you get to leave all those stones behind. That's how I am choosing to look at it. And I just want anybody out there who's lost somebody or who has ended a relationship or is going through some type of loss. There's good and bad. You got to let the bad shit go. Acknowledge it, deal with it, know that it happened, but don't let it be your foundation anymore. Move on from that hill. Get off that stepping stone. Move to the next one. And look at the good stuff. build your environment in your brain with all the good memories and just keep that, because in the end, that's what sustains you. That's what makes you creative. It makes you thrive. The bad stuff just breaks you down. It's destructive. It's soul eating. And it serves no purpose except to make you less of who you are, make you feel bad for things you can't change. Okay, you acted a certain way. You regret that. Don't do that again. You've acknowledged it. You're aware of it. Take steps to not do that again. And that's what like this whole moving thing is for me, because everything I uncover, I'm like, oh my God, I remember this. Oh, I wish I would have done that. And I'm like sitting here going, well, you know what? So you wish you would have done it. Can't fucking do that now. Teach your kids not to do it. Don't do it again yourself. And how about you tell your kids the story so that they know not to do that? This way I take this really negative thing that's been bothering me and I use it for something. And that's this channel too. I come over here and I tell you guys, and I hope somebody hears it and it strikes a chord with them and they go, you know what? Maybe you're right. I didn't look at it that way. Maybe I'll try this. Maybe I'll try that. Even if I'm wrong, tell me I'm wrong. Tell me you think I'm wrong. I mean, I'm not wrong, but that's just because I'm never wrong in my own mind. However, I change my mind quite a bit, so that keeps me from being wrong. But yeah, so okay. So another tangent, because apparently that's just me. Daisy, how you doing? How you doing? But last, I just wanted you to know that I was thinking of you. Like a lot. Good's Pub, good M. Well, the right time is 9:04 a.m. No, that's your time. Okay. 12:33. I'm only half an hour behind in chat. Woohoo. And listen, I'm a half hour behind in chat, and the damn stream has only been going for 33 minutes. Okay. So I literally have only gotten through the first 3 minutes. Darth Hideous, little fucking late for coffee. How you doing, Darth? Anyway, Good's Pub. Hi, honey. How are you? Hope you're having a wonderful day. Darth, it's not late for coffee. Why would you bite your tongue? What is wrong with you late for coffee? It's iced coffee and it's summertime. Perfect. Lady Awesome, how long have they been married? Oh, my mother and her husband, let's see, Katie's going to be 29, so oh my God, is it their 30th year anniversary? Wait, I got to think. Oh my God, it totally is. It's their 30th anniversary. Holy shit, happy 30th anniversary to my mother and her husband. Holy crap. Because they were together 6 years before they got married. They just lived together, like literally from day one. But in my mother's apartment, of course. But yeah, no, it's 30th anniversary. Holy shit. Astro, what's up, honey? That's a big one. It's the longest of all her marriages. I mean, the first one was 14 years and she divorced him, thank God. And then the second was 6 years and he died. He was 34 when he died. And now 30 years. Of course, with the one that everybody said, it won't last a month. Never tell my mother she can't do something. God, she's more spiteful than I am. She will dig in her heels and that's it. She ain't going anywhere. My mother used to wear spike heels to work because that's what you did when you worked in New York as a secretary. Everybody had to wear heels. They had a dress code. You couldn't even wear the sneakers on the street. If you were in the business section of town, which is where she worked. She worked for, she's another one that worked for the Texaco company. And it was in their corporate headquarters. And she had to wear, a suit, basically a business skirt and blouse and cardigan and heels every day. Didn't matter what the temperature was. And usually they had to wear a scarf. I remember her telling me that for like 2 years, all the women had to wear scarves because the bosses were too distracted by their décolletage, their cleavage. I was like, really? I was like, you had to wear a scarf and like, she was like, yeah, we own Dickies and everything. I was like, what the fuck is a Dickie? She was like, it's a insert that you put like from bra strap to bra strap that goes up to like the base of your neck. So, and it goes down your shirt. So you're not wearing another shirt. You're just covering like whatever isn't covered. And I was like, so it's basically a bib that goes in your clothes. She's like, yeah, but they're pretty. She's like, you can get them in different colors. Some were frilly. They had lace. They could have ruffles. She's like, some of them, had collars on them to give the appearance of a. So they were like mock shirts that they wore underneath their shirts. And I was like, who the hell calls it a Dickie? Like, a man named that and thought it was funny as fuck. He did. Know that feeling. Darth, I've had so many feelings in the last half an hour. I don't even know what one we're talking about, but yeah. Castro, late for coffee, right? Thank you, Castro. Thank you for backing me up. See? Late for coffee. I drink coffee at like 7, 8 o'clock at night sometimes, which is weird because the bigger the cup of coffee, the more tired I get. It doesn't really wake me up. It just soothes me. So maybe I do have a little bit of that ADHD. I think I've acquired it rather than was born with it because I didn't drink coffee till I was 40. Wicked Wookie, how you doing? How you doing? Welcome, welcome. Outpost Nerd said, down here in the South, we have the family farm. About a half a dozen of my aunts and uncles live in a different house on the same plot of land. Yeah, and see, that was what I wanted with this move. I wanted a big plot of land, like just a couple acres, and have my mother have a house and have me have a house. That would have been ideal. However, the money from the sale of the brownstone is still in escrow. Well, it's still in probate. So she only has the money she could work with. And then once she started getting harassed around here, she's like, we're moving. So she's buying the house outright. I was like, must be nice to, just be able to say, oh yeah, I'm going to put this down on the house. So it's not ideal. It's not in the ideal place I wanted to live. But I'm going to get to spend the last years of her life with her. Hopefully mending our relationship. But yeah, once we move, I plan on having her be on my show quite a few times. I have all these different ideas. I talked to her husband about like getting an outdoor cam in the wooded area with like a like night vision and setting up like a little feeding station for like little critters so that I could just play the cam and just see what's there. And you guys could watch that instead of watching my avatar talk. Like not just for nighttime, but like for daytime, I want one on like the front of the house. So like I could change the views or whatever. And my mother's husband was all about that. We talked about the raised gardening beds. He was very excited about that. We talked about like the pool that he's building. We talked about the deck, so many things. And my mother's just sitting there just, like, cause she didn't, she was like, this sounds like a lot of work. I said, so are you going to pick up a hammer? Can you tell I was talking to my mother? Cause my accent gets thicker when I recount conversations with her. But no, they were here because they came by here on Sunday. Unexpectedly. I had a panic attack and I was not expecting her with her husband, which I really wasn't expecting, but whatever. And they were here for like over 3 hours. And I was just like, oh my God, like, you got to be kidding me. When they left, I texted Winnie. I said, I know, basically, because I knew we had a show in like 2 hours. And I was like, I need an hour to decompress. I can't, I knew I couldn't talk to anybody. I was like, I don't want to talk to anybody. I don't want to just tell him you need an hour to decompress. Your mother's here. And that's exactly what I typed. I was like, I need an hour to decompress. My mother was here, or my mother just left. She was here for whatever. And he was like, all right, just come into StreamYards and join me when you're ready. Cause he knows she makes me crazy. But we had good conversations, a lot of plans going back and forth. And she was just like, well, who's going to do all this work? We're going to do the work. She's like, you can't, I could do a hell of a lot more than you. I can do stuff. You know what? You can paint stuff with me. How about that? I hate painting. She loves to paint. I don't know what she's talking about. She's just feeling ornery. I was like, you're such a curmudgeon. And she was like, I'm a what? I was like, you're a curmudgeon. I don't know what that means, but it doesn't sound nice. And my son thinks it's hilarious. He's like, why do you use all the big words around grandma? Because she don't know what they mean. And it drives her insane. Like she pushes my button, I push her button. She pushes my button, I push her button. This is a very equal back and forth that we got going. It's just mine is a little more subtle. Hers is like a brick to your forehead. Anyway, Darth Haiti said, I didn't stutter. I missed you, Darth. I was thinking about you too yesterday when I was going through stuff. Because I did find a lot of Star Wars stuff, and I actually found this little kit of like paper clips and stuff with binder clips that have your avatar on them. Basically, it's like, and I was like, oh, somebody went dark side. I was like, and I didn't realize it at the time, or I forgot about it. And I thought about you, and I was like, I haven't talked to him in a while because you've been kind of MIA. Women don't do anything well on their own. That's not true. That's not true. We cook very well on our own. We take care of the house very well on our own. We take care of the children and, you know, our loved ones and whatever on our own. But yeah, we need help to take care of ourselves more like, because when you're that dedicated to that many people, you're last on the list, at least in my experience and the way I do things. But that's not good either. Imagine living in a building without an elevator like Kapoor. Oh, yes, like Kapoor. Yeah, because my aunt's brownstone, they didn't have an elevator, but it had 4 floors and it just sold for like 2.6 mil. So yeah, so poor. So poor. Thanks for that, though. There used to be a thing called, oh, I don't know, not being a lazy ass, and you have to walk up the fucking stairs. Outpost nerd. From the time my folks got married in 78 to now, rent has gone up 499.07% on average. I mean, that's a very specific number. But yeah, like my great grandparents paid $2,000 cash outright for the brownstone. And I just told you how much it sold for. So yeah, very, very different, very different lives. But then again, they had to have like ration stamps to buy sugar. Like they didn't have the variety and the choices that we have, but it was more reasonable to have, you know, something over their head. Like they had nicer houses. They had more stability. They just didn't have the variety of junk that we get to choose from. So I'd go back to that part of life. I would. My grandmother always said I was born in the wrong decade, that I should have been born in like the 30s. Because I'm just that type of person. Like I mean, she raised me that way, but I've always had that type of mentality. I'd rather have a house, you know, bought and paid for than have a bunch of fancy shit in it. I want my family in it. I want everybody to have their space. I want everybody to be comfortable, and I want everybody to be together. That's what's important to me. I don't give a crap if my couch costs, you know, $300 or, you know, 30 grand. In fact, I would not sit on a couch that costs a lot of money because I'm like, oh no, this is way too expensive. I can't use this. Like, this is just for show. I'm not that person with this is for show. I don't give a fuck about what people think. I really don't. What do I want you to see when you walk in my house? I want you to see coziness and comfort. A place where you can kick off your shoes, put your feet up on the coffee table, sit back and talk to me, or, you know, for hours, or play games or watch TV and just relax. Like, this is a place where nobody's going to fuck with you. Nobody's going to, you know, expect you to jump through hoops. You could just be yourself and be accepted and be loved just as you are. That's what my house has always been about. You know, it's always been about respect, love, and acceptance. That's it. And a lot of laughter. Like, even as bad as my life has been, there's been laughter nonstop, which is kind of how I developed my sense of humor. But yeah, just laugh. Not everything is a joke, because sometimes like somebody will joke with me and I'm like, not right now. I'm like, it's just going to piss me off, and I'm not going to appreciate the humor in it because I'm way too close to it. So just like, it's too soon. Like, when somebody says too soon, it's too soon. Just relax. If you have ants, you should probably call an exterminator. Nah, chalk line for ants, but I know what you were talking about. That stats according to the U.S. Bureau of Labor Statistics. Oh, that's cool. Fuck you, Darf. Okay. And we're off and running, and I'm still over a half hour behind. Whatever. I ain't worried about it. Yeah, rent mortgages are out of control compared to wages. Oh, absolutely. You need like 12 jobs to be able to afford fucking anything. And these chicks out here are like, oh, I need a man that makes $300K or I can't even look at him. Bitch, what do you bring to the table? That's what I don't get. Like, there has to be an equal exchange, an equal trade going on nonstop. One has to bring certain assets to the table. The other has to bring the other assets. If you're bringing all the financial and material assets, then what is non-material that I bring? What do I bring? So, like, I know what I bring. I bring, like, the nurturing. I bring the caregiving, the cleaning, the cooking, the baking, the constant, like, support and backup. I'm the sounding board. I'm the one that you vent to. That's what I'm there for. I'm there to do all the minutia and everything else to keep the daily lives running smoothly. And they're there to provide a place and a strength to do it. Because what I do with my family requires strength. And I can't always depend on my own. I got to recharge. So I need somebody who's going to be that outlet for me, that influx of additional energy and strength so that I can keep going. Because that's what you're supposed to do in a partnership. You're supposed to make each other better. You work together, you improve each other, you support each other. You become one. That's why the vows say you become one, because you move as one. You don't move at cross purposes. That's why a lot of marriages, I think, don't work out, because they get married and, like, I got married, it was very inauthentic. We both wanted different things, didn't know it because we didn't talk about it, or we lied to each other about it. He lied and said he wanted kids. Then we got married and he didn't want kids. And I'm like, what the fuck? Now I'm stuck with you. I want more kids. Nope. He didn't want to do that. He didn't want to do that. And then, like, the next year, well, maybe I want kids. And then I got pregnant, and it was like, and I had the miscarriage. And he's like, well, I don't want kids anyway. After he finally acknowledged that I was pregnant 6 months later, because he needed the attention. So, I can't believe you lost my baby. So, it was my fault. Okay. I understand the assignment. But, yeah, no, it's a lot of people, they go into it with different goals in mind. And you can't work at cross purposes with the partner that you're supposed to be in the trenches with. I mean, this is your ride or die. This is your you're chosen in the buddy system. This is your person. If you choose your person wrong, nothing is going to go right. Almost nerd. My grandmother, when she saw me walking up to the house, could tell by the way I was walking if I was mad or not. She would say to herself, hell, what did Brenda do now? Yeah. Oh, yeah. I mean, you could always tell, like, if you knew me, like, face to face, you can always tell how I feel just looking at my face, which is one of the reasons I don't show anybody my face, because I say so much through expressions. Because I'm used to having to stay quiet. In my family, I had to be the quiet one. We'll see you, but I don't want to hear you. So my facial expressions show everything. And my grandmother always, fix your face. Fix your face. What? It says my face. No, it's not. You better get that. You better smile. All right, fine. Smile naturally. You look like a cheerleader. She hated when I did cheering. Oh my God. She's like, they taught you how to smile fakely. Okay. Only smile genuinely. Well, then I never would. Imagine being Rogue. Did you suddenly become a woman too? Shut up. Jacob Castro. Sure sounded like you stuttered because you're coming in all broken and retarded. Y'all are funny. It really is, especially if they actually are a woman. Yeah, I'm just... Jacob Castro, calling someone a woman is the ultimate insult. I'm about to block both of you from my chat. Both of you can go fuck yourselves. Uh, Outpost Nerd. I found this great website, allows you to compare wages. Cool. He dropped that link. Y'all should check it out. Although I would find being called a communist the most offensive thing. Yeah, I would think that would be worse. Can you imagine being a communist woman? I'd rather be a Fanuc than a commie. There you go. Are you finally fleeing the commie shithole of New Jersey? Yes. Yes, I am, Darth. I'll be out of here by the end of August. And I will be living in Pennsylvania, central Pennsylvania. Very, very close. Apparently, Fredo said it's like a half hour to Ohio. But I'm out in like the boonies. Like there's nothing around. We're surrounded literally by state land. It's like a lot of woodland. And Fredo's so happy, my mother's husband. He's like, I'm so good. Like we cross the street that we're on and it's a state park. But it's like state land, but not like a state park. And you go hunting. They love it. They encourage it because the wildlife is pretty thick out there. So I love deer meat. So he was like, yeah, I'm going to have to like put a hook up in the garage for the deer so I could dress it and whatever. And I was like, yeah, you're going to have to teach me how to do that again because I haven't done that in a hot minute. I mean, I haven't had to skin a deer or take like the sack out and everything since I'm like 16. So it's been a while. But I mean, luckily I have a strong stomach. None of that bothers me. My mother can't do it. She'll shoot the deer, but she won't like get it right. She did it once and she perforated the intestine and the meat was just all ruined. But yeah, he's going to have to teach me again. And there's like fishing nearby and that whole thing. And none of you like really would think it, but I love to fish. I love going fishing. Just the whole shh of it. It's great. I will sit on a rock and just keep fishing over and over and over and not say a word for like hours. My son's out here while I'm doing the show. What? Yeah. All right. Love you too. You could have texted me. That's all right. I know I don't check my phone. That's why you should have texted me. No, we have ShopRite coming between like 3 and 5. And he was just checking because he's the one who gets the order and, puts everything away. That's Connor. That's Connor drive-by. Jacob Kessler, true. I'd rather be a furry than a commie. Yep. The child chasers might be the only thing that's worse. Yeah, I think they're the worst things on the planet to begin with. I don't think there's any justification for their existence at all. Women serve a purpose. Furries, even furries and commies, they serve a purpose. They have a very specific role to act as like the anti-role model. Like, here, look at this. Don't be this. Don't be a shim. Don't be this. But the child chasers, no, they serve no purpose. They should be annihilated completely. Not in Minecraft, in reality. And fuck YouTube if they don't like that I said it. Wally. Well, Will Raleigh. I always put your name together and call you Wally. That's just who you are in my head. Will Raleigh, how you doing, honey? How's the UK going? Dart said, true. I don't know. The furries are probably majority commie too. I mean, most likely. I highly doubt they're conservative. Impaling spikes for the pedos. Woo! Yes, we agree. Just a wall of spikes, to hold the maps better. I chat over here in Great Britain. He's over there being very British. Hey, very British right now. Vlad style. Hey, Shelly. Yeah, Shelly, it's hard. I know, honey. I love you. It'll be okay, lass. It will. You got to focus on the good stuff. Just whatever issues you had, just identify them early if you can and just get rid of them. Don't let them tarnish the relationship that you had and all the good memories. You know, because those are the ones you want to cling to. Fuck the bad stuff. You can't undo the bad stuff, but you can relive bad memories, but to what purpose? To feel worse? Relive the good ones. You know, go over those in your head. Do something that makes you laugh, and then you have that purging cry, that's all I've been doing. And beware, because I have been so emotional since like Friday. And I've been snapping, like Winning will say something, and I'm like, and he's like, what? Like, calm down. Because I'm just like, I want to bite somebody's head off, and I don't know why. And then I'm like crying, and I don't know why. Well, I woke up this morning and I found out why. So be prepared, because the hormones are flowing. So, yep. And we all tend to cycle together. So be careful. I was like, there's no way. Didn't I just go through this 2 weeks ago? I had to go back through my chats with Winning and go, when did I tell him sorry I got my friend this morning? And I was like, oh, it was a month ago. It was literally 30 days ago. I was like, damn my body for being timely. And then I was like, holy crap, a whole fucking month went by and I didn't even realize it. That's why these kids, they're like, oh, a year is forever. A year is a blink of an eye at this point. Winning and I have been like in each other's pockets for over a year now. And it doesn't seem like it's been that long. Like our flat earth stream where I had the maniacal laugh and closed the door. That was a year and a week ago. It's been that long. And it seems like it was just yesterday, but it also seems like a lifetime ago. Wolfkinder, how you doing? Cool gamer, how you doing? What's up? Welcome. Wolfkinder said, hey, Shelly, I'm juggling stuff, but I'm listening. Don't juggle and drop nothing. I hope nothing's glass. Amber L, I love the new song. How you doing, honey? If you haven't seen it, wait, I want to do this. If you haven't taken a listen, please do. Let me find it real quick. There we go. One sec. I am going to. I would ordinarily just show it here. Crap. Amber L's new song. And there we go. I would play it here, but I want you guys to actually go to her channel and view it and like it, please. It really is. It's a beautiful song. It hit a little like close to home in some parts. Make sure you hit that like button. I'm on the phone, but I'll be in and out of chat, so can't hear anything yet. Just want to let you know I love y'all. I love you too. I meant to get back to you. I know I got a couple messages from people that I haven't gotten back to. I haven't spent a lot of time on Discord lately because I've been busy ordering stuff, getting stuff, moving it from room to room so I can sort and organize better. I've been throwing out furniture like crazy just to make room for the piles of boxes that will exist. And I've been dealing with just rereads from real life. So I apologize, but I will get back to you. I'm horrible at getting back to people. Lady Awesome Sky. I'm still so far fucking behind. Don't worry. In 20 minutes, I'll be completely caught up by like an hour. Amber L dropped new music video. I didn't watch. Oh, see Wolfram's already ahead of me. Someone should though. I watched it. Dr. Michelle Fauci. She is the science. I'm a scientist. I hate you. That really amused me a lot more than it should have. Oh, I'm a scientist. It's a little harder on the darker side, just the way. Well, I mean, I don't know. The dark side has cookies. The title was my first clue, which is why I left that one alone. I might be the worst today. Oh, honey, no. That's for Darth. Castro said, Mike, you're stittering again. He's stittering? Stittering. Stuttering. There you go. No regrets. Do you know I can't read the word regret anymore? No, regrets anymore. I always read it regrets because of that goddamn tattoo. It's like, really? That's why people don't ever get anything written on your skin unless it's your kid's name, not your girl's name, not your boy's name, your kid. That's it. Or your mom, dad, whatever. That's it. My ex, he took me for my first tattoo. So I have like that heart tattoo on my left shoulder blade. That again, I picked this little heart first tattoo. I was nervous. That was like smaller than my pinky nail. All right. And I have really like small hands. And I figured it'll be over in like 5-10 minutes. And an hour into it, I'm like, why is it taking you so long? He was like, well, it's big. I was like, it's like a speck. And he stopped. He said, wait, what? Because it was supposed to be a whole thing. I didn't know that they would put they would draw it and then put the details, like transfer the details onto your skin and then do the tattoo. I thought they just freehanded it because I'd never gotten one before. And the ones that I did see, the guy did freestyle it. Like he just freehanded, like drew it. And I mean, it was gorgeous. It was from my friend Mike. He had this whole tiger walking up these stepstones of a mountain with like all these clouds and like this moon behind it. It was gorgeous. But the guy just drew it. He literally sat there. I mean, we were there for like 5 hours, but he did the whole thing freehand. And I thought that's how they got done. So, I mean, I'm waiting. He was like, this is a big, like, you should see this. And he shows me. I was like, what the fuck? Thank God he did not put the initial in the damn heart that my ex wanted him to put. He did the heart. He did the biohazard, around the heart, basically. But he didn't put a B in it. And Billy was like, I wanted it to have a B. I was like, why? So I can tell everybody it stands for bitch? Like, because what if we break up? And he was like, we're not going to break up. We're going to get married. Well, guess what, Swami? We didn't. And I'm very glad that I never allowed anybody to convince me to put their name on my skin. My sister has her exes on her neck. The side of her neck says Xiaomi. All right. And the other side of her neck has Xiaomi's street name, Skittles. Don't ask. They're lesbians. I know they're tasting the rainbow, whatever. But they're on her neck. First of all, when'd you get out of jail, sis? That's number one with the neck tattoos. Stop it. And two, how stupid are you? You not only have her, I mean, Skittles, you could have played off like I'm really into candy, but Xiaomi, Xiomi, really? First of all, everybody calls it Xiomi, and I'm like, no, it's Xiaomi. But why I don't get it. Just do me a favor, guys. Don't put names on you. Don't. You could have the best relationship in the world. What if they drop dead? And then you want to meet somebody else, and every time this person goes to like kiss you or whatever, they see some other person's name on your body. You fucked. Like that, they build resentment over that shit. Don't mess yourself up like that. Hush, I'm still trying to get over. Fuck you, Darth. You're funny. Dude, yeah, but I say it with love. Oh, little fifis. No, he has big fifis. Big fifis. When I heard him, I heard his big fifis, not the little fifis. Those. You funny, the little fifis. If you're going to do anything, go big or go home. I don't half-ass anything. I either destroy you or I love you to death. There's no in between with me. Don't let it chain you down. Don't let it chain you. That would be a great song lyric, you know? And you wonder why you had to be locked away. It's because you're one. Well, I mean, it is what it is. Listen, I have been on the internet in the last couple months watching truly crazy fucking females lose their shit. And they made me realize, I ain't so bad. Really not. Really not. I am a fucking treasure. I always used to joke and say I'm a ray of goddamn sunshine. Compared to them, I am the sun. Like, I am that stable and constant and warm compared to these crazy bitches. I will never kill your cat, run over your dog, boil your bunny, lock you out, like tell you, oh no, we can't, I will never tell people like the most intimate goddamn things if we're still together. Listen, you think I talk a lot of shit about my exes. There are many, 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 many secrets that I kept. That shit I told you guys, like, who comes too quick or whatever, that's nothing. That's stuff that the public in general already knew, not from me. So I have no compunction about like repeating it. But their actual secrets, no, I'll never tell. I'll take that shit to the grave. Lady Awesome, I'm blessed, thankful. I repented about 10 years ago. I made amends with my mother and sister for my father so I could see more of them. I only talk to them because of my father. Yeah. But see, like, and you might feel that when you start going through stuff or whatever. It's weird when you lose a parent. Like, the memories don't need really a trigger. They just crop up every once in a while. And it can come out of the blue and hit you so hard, good and bad, where you just kind of stop in your tracks. It'll be like a line of a song, or like you'll see a certain type of bird or whatever. So many different triggers that you didn't have before. All I'm saying is I just don't want you to feel like you're alone in that. Like, we all go through that, and you're going to get through it. And they'll become less and less. The pain never really goes away. You just learn to shift it from pain to like bittersweet loss. You remember the good stuff more and more. Darth Hideous, I always say the things, always have. I'm a fuck your feelings. Fuck your feelings. Fuck damn kids. Fuck that job. But yeah, that's Darth. Jacob Castro, I've only seen parts of Inside Out, but between the host and chat, YouTube and Ghetto, I think we're one organism playing out in real life. I don't know if y'all have seen Men in Black. That part where we're just like, we're on this little like world that's inside like almost like a golf ball, and they're just like punting around and whatever. I really feel like that's a possibility. Like, we're just somebody's, like 24/7 entertainment. Our world is like YouTube to everybody else out there. If there's anybody out there, they're looking at us going, oh, I wonder what those Earth people are doing today. Oh, look at them. How cute. They're having a revolution. It's so funny. Like, I think we're just here for like the universe's amusement. I don't think there's a grand purpose to it. It's just curious to see, like, what are they going to do? I think that's why God gave us free will. He's like, all right, I created you. I created you perfect. Just remember that. I created you exactly the way I wanted to. Let's see what you do with it. And then he just sits there going, oh, this one. Like, or, oh, look what they did. Like, he has those, like any parent, he has those moments of watching us of pride and like where he's proud of like our decisions and our accomplishments. And then there's points where he's just shaking his head going, this you didn't get this from me. I don't know where you got this, but this didn't come from me. Like, it's almost like it comes, when you say, oh, you're just like your mother, you're just like your father. I can imagine God being like, oh yeah, you didn't get that from me. That's some demonic influence. You got that from the other. Well, you weren't born that way. I don't know where you picked that up from, but take it back and get a refund. Like, I can imagine God wanting to have that conversation with most of us. We certainly are all connected, and it's the Kino Casino that binds it. Shut up. I hate Kino Casino. Iced coffee and his abomination. Yeah, but you know what? Hot coffee hurts my mouth. It hurts my teeth. I've become so sensitive to heat. It's ridiculous. Not like outward heat, like even my food, it has to be like almost warm is about as good as it's gonna get. If it's hot, I can't eat it. I can't even bite into it. It hurts. Imagine fucking up a milkshake and coffee at the same time. Whoa, I was way behind. Fucking Rumble freezing again. Rumble has been on some shit. I don't know what's going on with it. It's been on some shit. I was talking to people with feelings, Amber, not you. Amber said feelings. That was a funny one, Dorothy. Oh, goodness. I may have to make a pistachio latte. I mean, I used to love pistachio ice cream. I could go for a pistachio milkshake. I don't know about a latte. Never had one. I don't like to poo-poo on anybody's like inventions or like the things that they like, but it sounds so odd to me, but it would probably be really good because I used to love pistachio ice cream. See, now I'm going to want to try that. Damn it. A trail cam. Yes, that's what I want. I want to do a trail cam. I want to see what wildlife is out there. I guarantee it's going to freak my mother out. Apparently, we're inheriting a cat, a barn cat that lives like on the property, but it's this big cat that Fredo thinks it's a Maine Coon because he thought it was a dog. And he said it's really big. It's not like fat. It's just really big. And it's got really pointy, hairy ears. Like it's got those tufts of hair that come out of the top of the ear. And it's got like the M on his forehead and everything. So he goes, the guy said, he's friendly. You can go near him, but maybe not yet. And I was like, oh, it's going to be fun especially when we have the dogs and the ducks and the chickens and everything. The only thing we're not getting is a rooster because I don't want my neighbors that are anywhere to want to kill me. So no roosters, just chickens and ducks. But we're going to get them from chicks because I've always wanted to give my kids chicks at Easter. And I never had the opportunity to do so because I didn't have a place where, they could keep them. And so, yeah. And I can hear Christine in her head, if she's listening to this, which I'm sure she is, saying, don't get a duck. Remember, I found my duck on the roof of the house and because she's got one freaking duck. I think now she might have two, but she had one duck that would just get into the worst friggin' trouble. But yeah, I'm looking forward to that. I'm looking forward to the puppies because we're gonna have I think he said he wants Labrador puppies, black lab puppies, as guard dogs, but that are, gentle and loyal and will be good with the kids, my kids, and with the cats. So he's like, we're going to raise them from puppies so that we'll teach them to get along with the cats. I was like, don't worry about my cats. They have claws. And, Snips is not shy. Not shy at all. If it would be funny if the first critter she got was a bear. No, there's going to be a ton of bears. There will be. There are coyotes. There are bears. There are deer. There's fox. There's all sorts of wildlife. There's owls and what are they called? Hawks and falcons and stuff like that. So I mean, it's. I'm telling you, I'm moving to the country, like country. Like I'm gonna be country, but not southern country. It's Pennsylvania country. But yeah, we're surrounded. We're in the mountains. That was news I didn't know until yesterday. Like it's very mountainous around there, apparently. So we should be good. But like my mother's husband was waxing poetic about white Christmases and huge lightning storms. And I'm just sitting here just eating this shit up with a spoon. And my mother's like, all that shoveling. I was like, are you going to do it? What do you mean? Are you going to do it? Are you going to shovel? No, but like we have the garage. He wants to use the garage for all sorts of things and only put one car in at a time, even though it fits two. I don't know why we can't just put the cars in the garage all the time, because then when it snows, I don't want to have to clean off that snow. You don't drive anymore. Well, I have to drive. You are not driving to Pennsylvania over my fucking dead body. It's your car. I will drive. It's fine. And my mother's husband, he's laughing because he was like, I told you. And she was like, I drive better than she does. And me and Fredo and my son, who only saw me drive like once, were like, nope, Like, no, you do not. This is the woman who stops in the middle of the turnpike because she can't see her husband in the rearview mirror. I'll wait for him. You want to fucking pull over and wait for him? Then don't just stop in the middle. Horrible. Every time I'm in a car with my mother, I'm like, Ma, can you do me a favor? She's like, well, I'm like, pick one lane. I am in one lane. No, not when I could see the line underneath my seat. No. Like if the line is directly in front of my line of sight, you're not where you're supposed to be, bitch. Like pick the two lines and go between them. It's not that difficult. But yeah, she's a very nervous driver, so it's like avoid that at all costs. But I mean, I'm fine with bears. The house is raised. It's fine. The doors are very secure. I did tell my mother's husband though, Alfredo. I was like, you're gonna have to take me shooting because I need to practice because I haven't shot a gun in like forever. And he was like, yeah, we'll get you your own eventually. He was like, but for now you use your mother's rifle. I was like, okay. He was like, and I'll teach you on one of the handguns. I was like, okay. He was like, because somebody has to be able to aim and shoot if anything gets into the house. I was like, all right, that's gonna be me, I guess. Because it ain't gonna be my mother. She'll shoot me. Like, no. She's like, oh my God, I heard a noise. Bam. Yeah, she's not allowed to have access to any firearms because I think she's a loose cannon. No pun intended. Still just in chat. I'll let you know when I can actually listen. Ah, okay. This new living arrangement definitely sounds like it's going to go plenty smooth. It will. It will. It's just me and my mother have a lot of things to hammer out, and we've gotten through quite a few of them. She should stream everything like a reality TV show. Oh my God, no. I would be censored out the ass because all you'd hear is, oh my fucking God, would you just listen to me? Like that. And that'd be coming from me. My mother's very good at talking over me. How long before the snap and the mattress side? That's why I need outdoors so I can go. I need to be able to escape. Even if it's just to the backyard to, I don't know, light something on fire in the fire pit. I don't care. I will literally sit there and just light shit on fire. Just to get beyond it. We should do a pool. Oh my goodness. You're going to have the whole like Super Bowl pool of the stats, like the date and like, you could do like Clue, but the opposite. Instead of guessing who did it, guess who's going to done it. Like who done it, but in the future and how. Like Shelly kills mother in the living room with a pipe. Like stuff like that. You could totally do that. Turn it into a game. I'll take the under 260 days. Nah. I think it would take more than just 2/3 of a year. I think it would probably take the whole. Nah, I'm lying. Probably about, I don't know, 3 days. Probably 3 days. Because I already want to like shake her for a bit because she keeps trying to like rule over me. We had that whole fight. It was ridiculous. Finance, trust fund, 645, blue eyes, I hear is the new standard. I mean, that's nice and everything, but all right. Go find that. Like, I can't with these standards that are being set. I really can't. Ellie Fine. Hi, honey. You make each other better because each person wants to and chooses to be better. Absolutely. Absolutely. That's the whole point of it. And you're stronger together. You don't want to be the weak link in a neighborhood or in a lifetime. Like you want to be solid. You want to be secure. You want to be good. Not good like moralistically. I mean, you want to be intrinsically good, like good natured. You want to have a good life. You want laughter. You want security. You want to be able to raise your kids to be good human beings. And it just works out better if you're working together. Resting bitch face. I always have resting bitch face. Ellie said, my ride or die told me yesterday that I need to spend money. Nice. I keep putting off things like buying myself new clothes, buying new towels. Yep. I was made to just throw out clothes with holes and rips. Yeah, well, I did that thing that you you asked me to do. I started making a wish list. Now, I don't intend on everything staying on that wish list, but it's a really good way to see the stuff that I want to buy for myself for the move, like for the new, rooms and everything. For me and Katie to share a bathroom, like I want it set up a certain way. And it started me thinking about like color schemes and all stuff that I hadn't really like thought about. And I was really excited about it. So yeah, so I started a wish list just so that I keep track of everything that I want to get. Uh yeah, no more commie jersey. No more commie jersey. I hate shopping. I love shopping for other people. Really do. I'm like, oh, this person would like that. Put that in the cart. Oh, that person would like that. Put that in the cart. Ohio, Pennsylvania border area is beautiful. Well, that's generally where I'm at. Fresh deer meat is the closest we have to ambrosia of the Greek gods. I love deer meat. Fried up with scrambled eggs in the morning. My mother's husband cooks it over a fire, like on the pit or like on a barbecue. Most of the places that we've made it, we didn't have a regular barbecue. We had a fire pit because we'd have like the spit to put the pig on and everything else. So he would cook it like that. But he, like I said, he makes this pepper sauce and it's hot pepper. This shit will make you'll literally like sweat from eating this. It's so good. It's so good. And he goes, I know. He was like, I already went and stocked up on like the achate and everything else, like to make it because it's just really good. And it's this red pepper sauce. Oh, it's so good. I'm like salivating right now. Last said, I hate to shop. Better to get it over with. You'll feel better when you're done shopping. Here's your thing. If you purge first, all the things that don't fit you are really out of date and make you look like you're like from, you just woke up from 1982. All your like stuff that makes you look like your mother, anything with like rips or tears or a button missing, like get all that and like pile it up and put it on the side and then look at what you have and realize, oh my God, I basically wear the same 5 things over and over. I need to branch out a little bit. So just remember, you work hard your whole life. Like treat yourself once in a while. Ellie said, someone accused me of being a closeted gay yesterday. I hate vagina. Whoever thinks I am can go fuck themselves. They thought you were a lesbo? That's funny. That's hilarious. Oh my God. I totally don't get that vibe from you at all. And I'm pretty good on the gaydar. I usually know people are gay before they do. It's happened many, many times. I love getting that phone call like 10 years later. Like, remember that girl that you thought was gay? Mm-hmm. And I swear she wasn't. Mm-hmm. She is. I know. Like, I don't know why people don't listen to me. Jesus. That's Christine. Christine will give me the skinny every once in a while. She's like, remember that chick? Mm-hmm. I swore she wasn't gay. I was like, and she is. She was like, yeah. I told you. Like, I don't know why you don't listen. I don't know why she thinks just because she's gay, she's got like this unbelievable, radar when she doesn't read people because she doesn't pay attention to people. I observe people's behavior. So that's why it's not a gaydar. It's the whole, looks like a duck, walks like a duck, quacks like a duck. It's a fucking duck. It's a gay duck, but it's a duck. She's like, no, it's a dog. No. I got all new towels for the house. That's not for you. At least that's done. He shamed me on the clothes being old, ripped, holy, etc. Apparently, I'm taking better care of the kids and him than me. I mean, I would expect that. I would. Because when you have somebody to take care of, that's what makes you happy. Having a new blouse or, like buying yourself a ring or what, that doesn't make you happy. But the fact that you take care of all of them, I bet it would make you happy if, I don't know, he got you a gift card so that you could go clothes shopping, because then that's a token of appreciation from him. That's not you choosing to spend the money on you. That's him giving you money as a gift specifically for you. And if you don't spend it on you, then you're not honoring his gift and you're kind of insulting him. And that would take away the guilt you feel for buying for you. It's a little psychological trick, but it does work. It really does. Thank God she's not going to force it on. Stop. No, I want you guys to go to her thing and click on it there. How about no tats? Don't shame my unblemished temple. I mean, listen, my body has been desecrated in many, many ways. A tattoo isn't going to fucking hurt. I have 4 of them. Yeah, 4. I had to think there for a minute. I'm like, wait a minute. Yeah, and if somebody has their way, they'll all be changed. All of them. There's no such thing. Well, I mean, my dad's thing just has to be touched up. The Joker face. That's on my right shoulder. My grandmother's 4-leaf clover on my left wrist. That'll stay. Not that we're Irish or lucky or anything. She just used to sing, I'm looking over a 4-leaf clover that I overlooked before all the time. She played on the piano. That was the first song she would ever play as soon as the weather changed and she could open the windows. That's how I knew spring was here, because the windows were open. I'd come home and I'd hear the piano from like blocks away. And I'd hear her playing like the tarantelle and whatever. And I'd go in and I'm looking over a 4-leaf clover. So, I mean, I wanted something that, I could look at and I instantly think of her. So, I mean, I have 2 tattoos I definitely won't change. The heart tattoo that Billy had put there, that might get covered. But the anchor that's in the middle of my back so that you know exactly where to stab me in the back to hit my heart. Yeah, no, that's got to get changed. That's got to get done over. I don't mind the anchor, but it's the person that it's attached to. That I'm like, why did I do that? And that was friendship. That was just a friendship I thought would never die. And it did. It died a horrible, fiery death. And it was probably the worst betrayal of my life as far as friendships go. So, yeah, if I could get that removed, I would. But instead, I'll just get it done over. It happens to the best of us. Just be thankful he's helping you with remembering that you're worth clothes that aren't holy or ripped. That's right. Congrats on the new towels. Oh, yes, congrats on the new towels. Now buy something for you, you shim. My ex got a unicorn on her shoulder blade, and it's smeared. Skittles. Yeah, her name was Skittles. Xiaomi, her name was Skittles. The Skittles who got into a fist fight in the middle of the projects with my sister. Mind you, they were, quote unquote, married at City Hall. They were lesbians. And she thought that, because my sister had never raised her hand to her. And she always fought for my sister. And so she thought my sister Elizabeth couldn't fight. And they got into a fist fight in the middle of the 4 projects, because that's what we call the biggest buildings down there. And my sister fucked her up, kicked her ass. So bad that they got divorced and this bitch moved to Jersey City because she was like, I can't deal with her. No, you couldn't deal with the fact that the whole of the project, so your ass get handed to you by my sister. Like, you were not expecting that. You walked around here like, I'm Billy and blah, 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 blah. I'm a badass and blah, 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 blah. And there's my sister with her long nails and her well done hair and all her makeup and her little outfits being all like feminine and shit, fucking you up. She did. She messed this girl up. She tossed her around that friggin' courtyard like she was a rag doll. And I was like, damn. And the word got back to me within like couple hours, and they were like, oh my god, Elizabeth and Skittles, they were fighting. I was like, oh, who threw the first punch? Skittles. Elizabeth threw the last one, right? They're like, yep. Yes, the girl, I taught her well. But let's see, Ellie Font, that got triggered by my mom visiting. Yeah, I saw them and got embarrassed that I let my cheap ass get that far, because when you don't get visitors, you're not as accountable for your appearance. I went through that recently. I was like, oh my god, like, what am I doing? Like, I'm literally just bumming all the time. Because that's what we used to call it. You know, on the weekends when nobody's coming by, you're bumming. Somebody knocks on the door, you're like, oh, you know, don't mind me. The house is clean, but I'm bumming right now. And they're like, oh, no problem. Because we didn't say you looked ratchet or whatever. Because there are days you don't want to do your makeup. You don't want to like do your hair. You just have a messy bun and like a hoodie and a pair of shorts or whatever. Like you don't want to get done up. But when you live by yourself, like isolated from everybody else, that's every day. That can easily become every day. So you kind of got to, you know, have a mirror somewhere where you could walk past and go, oh, yeah, I should really put like real clothes on today and maybe, you know, brush my hair, take a shower, do whatever. Like, oh, I got some grays coming through. Let me take care of that. Yeah, just otherwise you live with an image of yourself in your head that doesn't necessarily reflect what you actually look like. And they can be very, very, very different. So, you could literally see through them and they were all unraveling. I bet you. I bet. I've been there. I've had clothes where I'm like, this is clean. All these are clean. Which one has the least amount of stains on it from the baby? Like that was where I was at when Connor was little. And I didn't have the money to buy clothes. So it was just like, oh, look, I'm going to start a trend. Wear this shit inside out. And that's what I would do. If I put a cardigan over it, nobody's going to know it's inside out. And sure enough, I'm like that with some stuff because I literally don't think about it. It works. Well, I mess with it. Then it takes me looking at it from like my mom's point of view. And I'm like, oh, Ellie said, at least you get it. We all get it. We've all been there. Like not Lyle, damn small keyboard on my phone. I know. It doesn't help that the keyboard on my phone insists on typing things that I didn't type. I'll put 3 words and somehow my sentence has 7. I'm like, wait a minute. It just comes up with new shit. And I've turned off that predictive thing so many times. It just keeps, every time I update, it goes back on. The new towels are so fluffy. I haven't bought towels in over 10 years. The price is, it dies inside. Yep. Yep. I picked out some really nice, soft, fluffy ones in like a medium kind of silverish gray. And they're really pretty. And I picked like the whole bathroom set, like the rugs and the toothbrush holder and the toilet brush and everything to match. I like a color scheme in a bathroom. It's just, I was raised that way. Earth is a planet that when the aliens are passing us, they lock the doors to the, right? Like, I think Earth is like Camden to the rest of the universe. Anybody who knows anything about Jersey, Camden is, I don't know if y'all have seen that meme of the Lion King where he's showing Simba like the Shadowlands. And he's like, those are the Shadowlands. We never go there. And he's like, instead they put, that's Camden, son. We never go there. Because it's true. Nobody wants to go to Camden ever. You're not even taking your life in your hands. You're guaranteeing something bad is going to happen. Like if you have a death wish, go hang out in Camden. Or just drive through it. Because that's pretty much all it takes. Oh, forget. Oh, shit. I forgot I said I wanted a lot. Ellie, I was going to have hubby paint the inside of our house because it was never done when we bought the house. And the price of paint has doubled to tripled. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Chickens are great. I have so much paint here from when I worked in the school. Thank God. Like I'm not going for a specific tone of that color. So even though the paint doesn't maybe like, I don't know if it expires after like 5 years or whatever, but I have plenty of it. So whatever I have, that's what we're using before we buy anything else. Chickens are great, Kester said. Yes, chickens and ducks. I want all the ticks to be gone from my yard. I'm very anti-tick now. Not that I was pro-tick before, but I'm very like tick phobic now. Starbucks was advertising some pistachio. I can't talk. Latte, but I don't like their coffee, so I mentioned it to my husband. He happened to see International Delight Creamer brand that has limited time pistachio. I saw that. I actually saw that the other day when I was ordering groceries because I wanted to get like a caramel kind of creamer. And they did. They had pistachio, limited time only. International Delights. You remember when we used to have International Coffee, those little tins? And it was, all it really was just like cocoa powder. But with a little coffee mixed in. But I used to beg my mother for those and she would never buy them. So I make my own. I don't shovel snow. I have a Subaru. I mean, and that's the other thing I told my mother. I said, who's shoveling? I was like, first of all, you ain't cleaning off a car. You've never cleaned a car of snow. You always had a husband to do that. Or a father or a brother or me. So she's never had to do that. What, with the windshield wiper while she's driving? Shut up. I was like, we'll just get him a snowblower. I was like, hell, if you get, enough money, you can get him one of those little ride-on plows. The acreage is not big enough for her to have a fucking plow. Besides, I literally have a son for this shit. It's become out of control. I don't even go into town anymore. It's just depressingly expensive. Yep. Everything is. Which is why I'm like, all right, living together wouldn't be so bad because they're going to be paying for food and stuff, but I get a say in what they buy. And I already told my mother, we're going to go as clean as possible because I can't live on the processed stuff anymore. That's what I've been living on. And it's killing me. Like I can feel how low energy I am because of the low energy fuel I'm putting into myself. So it's like, I need to change. And her husband, because she was like, Michelle, blah, blah, blah. And her husband was like, absolutely. He was like, we're going to do this and that and that. And what kind of thing do you want to do? And I told him I want to kind of do the carnivore diet. And he was like, oh, that's great. He was like, I'll just keep killing deer. I was like, that works for me. But yeah, we were talking about this. He's very excited. He's very on board. And I told my mother, I said, see, this is where the problem is. He wants something you don't want. I want something you don't want. He and I are agreed. You won't tell us that we agree because you want your way. She's so manipulative. And it's like, you know what? Now we're going to cut you out since you're the problem. And we're just going to talk to one another about what we want to happen in the house. She's like, oh, I guess I'll just pay for everything. Yep. That'll be your role. Pay for it and enjoy it. And otherwise, shut the fuck up about it. I don't want to hear it. She's mad because I want to put a curtain over the window in my room. I don't want curtains. Then don't put curtains in the rest of the house. I don't know what to tell you. Don't put them in your room. I want curtains in my room and in the kids' room. I didn't want curtains. It's not your I was like, if you're going to keep doing this, I'm just going to I'll die in this apartment. Fuck it. I'm not going through this. And he was like, no, you're being unreasonable, man. He was like, what is wrong with you? And she was like, I just don't want. I said, I'm not asking you to do shit. So mind your business. Like, if it's going to be my space, it's my space. You don't get to dictate what I do. I am 50 fucking years old. I am not going to be in somebody's house who thinks she's going to rule over me. That has never worked out for us. You want to be bossy? You got a husband, boss him around. I was like, but you ain't bossing me around for shit. Otherwise, we're going to have very angry, temperamental Michelle in the house. You want that? No. Well, then avoid it. You know, don't fuck around. You won't find out. Because she knows, she wants to push that button. Then she gets all, you're yelling at me. No, bitch, I'm screaming at you because you pushed me over my limit. Nobody else gets that reaction from me. Just my mother. Just my mother. When did paint become almost $60 a gallon? Yep. Uh-huh. Ridiculous. It's absolutely ridiculous. I used to cringe when I had to pay $25 for a gallon for really, really good paint that's forever paint. As close to forever as paint can go. But yet that used to gall me. Now it's more than double. It's like, oh, come on. Last said, yeah, my country. I said, go to town. I live in a small unincorporated community, 15 to 20 minutes from a big town. Mm-hmm. I'm going from a population of 55,000 people in 1 square mile to a population of less than 2,700 people in a county. Not just the town, the whole county. What? I mean, no, my mother's like, it's so quiet. Yeah, I bet. I bet. There's nobody there. The only thing you're going to hear is like the twitter of birds, the like sounds the bugs make, and like the occasional roar from a bear. Like, otherwise, you ain't hearing shit. And gunfire, but like hunting gunfire, not like, hey, I'm outside your house, I'm going to shoot up your house kind of gunfire. Pennsylvania is beautiful. Ohio, not so much. Yeah, I've driven through Ohio many times. I know. There are really gorgeous parts of Ohio. I'm not going to lie. I love giving Ohio a hard time. Finally off the phone. Hey, honey. There you go. Listen, I love clothes from the 80s. The 1980s, 1880s, doesn't matter. You're funny. Hey, Anya, how you doing, baby? What's up? Look at that. I'm only 20 minutes behind. Hey, been listening, but having problems the last few days. So pretty blah. Bit behind. Story of my life. But I have 3 tats. A rose, my mom's signature from a letter saying, love mama. Aw. And don't be a cunt on my shoulder. Aw. Don't be a cunt. Love mama. That would be a good one. Aw, that's cute though. I would love to get my grandmother's handwriting, but the same as mine. So it's like every time I write something, I think about her. Apparently, Castro is also a lesbian. See his previous comment about shoveling snow. Oh, there you go. I have 1 tattoo, Amber said. It's an outline of a heart on my hip. Okay. A hollow heart? Castro, I'm a proud lesbian. Yeah, my ex-husband used to say that all the time. He'd be like, oh, I'm such a lesbian. I'd be like, really? No, you're just a bitch. There's a difference. I only like women. Okay. I think you like your hand a lot more than you like women, but whatever. He liked the prawn, people. He liked the prawn. Corn was his whole life. So is Steve Gosney. I'm going to leave that there. But yeah, men should be proud lesbians. Why not? You fit in. That's your group. I mean, think about it. They all look like real super butch and they're all into women and they're always bitching about women and they're very bossy. Y'all would get along great if you just weren't competing for the bitches. My daughter gave me the last one, which is even better. We have to remind each other often. Aw, yeah. I'm sorry you're going through some stuff. You can hit me up on Discord, you know. You know, it takes me a while to answer, but I will answer at some point. My happy clothes shopping consists of $1 discount at Goodwill. I used to love to go knick-knack shopping at Goodwill. Not gonna lie. They have the best little tchotchkes. Oh my goodness. I'm like, oh, what can I buy that cluttered up somebody else's living room that can now clutter up mine? You just got to be careful because some tchotchkes, like you got to cleanse them with sage because they bring a whole bunch of memories with them. Does Steve also have a Subaru? Yeah, we both have two. And you said had a great weekend though, just went too hard. And girl, there ain't no such thing. Saturday night, I stayed the night at the older kids with my son. It was his birthday weekend. We danced all night and they made me laugh so much. Went to the lake Sunday. That sounds awesome. Got attacked by bees on my titty, just the one titty, and on your neck 30 minutes before coming home. So that's been fun. See, they didn't want you to leave. They figured, incapacitate her, put her in the hospital so she stays. Have some blisters on my tongue. Has to be from that because it's the same side. You might have actually bitten your tongue and not realize that because of the bites, but oof. Yeah, no, that's never fun. Never fun. My mother got attacked on a hike with her husband by a bunch of bees. She came home with, I think like 30 plus bee stings all over the place. And I'm thinking my girl. And I'm like, oh my God, she's going to die. But I mean, no, she was fine. I mean, she's not fine. She was no more fucked up than she was before. But oh, I'm so sorry, Enya. Oh, you never had a bee sting? I mean, thankfully you're not allergic, because trust me, if you were, you'd be dead now. Trust me. I was allergic as a kid, and your body really does grow out of things. If you can isolate something and keep it out of your system for a certain amount of time, the allergy can shift and your body can actually lose that allergy. Because when we went camping, I got stung by a bee, and my mother was ready to like rush me to a hospital, and nothing happened. And we were just like, oh my God, like I'm fine. And this bee stung me like hard. I had the stinger in my skin. Fredo had to like take it out with a tweezer and everything. But I didn't have the reaction I had as a kid. As a kid, a bee stung my leg, and my leg instantly ballooned to like 3 times its size. And Daddy right away took me to the emergency room, and I got like the epinephrine shot and everything. But they were like, yeah, you always have to I've never carried around those bee kits. Never. It was just like, whatever. Like, I'm not going to walk around with a fucking needle. Yet my son with his peanut allergy, what did I wind up walking around with for 10 years? EpiPens. Every single purse I had EpiPens in it. And I've never had to use them on him. Thank God. He became a label reader just to avoid getting the Epi shot, because I had to teach him how to, give the shot himself in case he had ever had to do it. And he was like, I think he was about 3 the first time I showed him. And I showed him like on his leg with the sample thing that they give you a tester to show them how to do the right amount of pressure and whatever. And then like the next year I showed him again, and he was a lot more autonomous by that point. So when I did it, he talked a lot, and he was like, nope, never doing that. Cause I showed him on a cantaloupe, because the cantaloupe skin is like piercing cantaloupe skin is like piercing your own skin. Like honeydew melons give way real quick. So do grapefruits, oranges. But if you do it on a cantaloupe, that's got a very similar tensile strength to your skin. So if you want to teach somebody the right amount of pressure to give so that they don't like shove through, or they don't like do it ineffectually, use a cantaloupe. And so that's what I did with him. And as soon as he saw that, he was like, nope, never. No, not doing that to me. Nobody's doing that to me. He became a label reader. He was like, teach me, what do the words look like that I have to look for? Peanut. Okay. And that was it. After that, he read every label of everything he ever read, ever ate. Like if somebody offered him a cookie, he'd be like, do you have the box that the cookies came in? Yeah. Can I see it? And he'd read it. He was smart enough that he'd be like, doesn't contain peanuts, but contains tree nuts made in a peanut facility. That means there could be cross contamination. I can't have that. And he'd just avoid it. He never felt like he was going without, because he'd say, but you know what I can have? He was always ready with a different, like an alternative snack. He was like, you can go buy this. And they'd be like, oh my God, okay. He was so good about that. He was so funny. Sounds like every friend I ever had. Well, the betraying, I know. I'm going to get a heart tattoo with Darth's initials. Oh my goodness. DH. Dear ho. Darth Hideous, dear ho. And I was watchful because it was cloudy, and they can be aggressive. These things were big, mad. I'm sure. Did they only target you though? Or did anybody else get stung? Because if they targeted you, maybe you were giving off that whole, I'm pissed off at the world vibe. Okay, that doesn't sound so wonderful. I don't even know how to respond to that. I don't know what you don't know how to respond to, but that's okay. I'm sure you'll come up with something. You have a response for everything. I depend on that. I'm just glad it was good up till that point, and it was better today. Yesterday, my neck looked like it had a goiter. Oof. Girl, so maybe you do have a little bit of an allergy. Did you take Benadryl right away? Like, if I were you, I would double up on the Benadryl for a couple days. Let it get out of your system, because it's going to take a while to get out of your bloodstream. Both you and your sister had Billy's. No, Xiaomi's Okay, here when you say, "Oh, you think you're Billy?" You think you're Billy Badass. It's just a saying that we use around here. Everybody around here knows what it is. So when I said she's walking around the project's like, "Oh, I'm Billy," like she thinks she's a badass. She thinks she's this badass motherfucker. She's gonna kick everybody's ass, and then she gets it handed to her. Yeah, no, we did both have Billies, but not that one. I mean, Billy around here is a pretty common name among the Irishmen. And there's a lot of Irish. But yeah, no, we've had a lot of exes that have the same first name, but then she has other ones like Boppo. You got Boppo, you got Skittles. What the fuck was that other one's name? She had a Tommy. I had a Tommy. She had 2 kids with her Tommy, but claimed that they weren't his. That she and Xiaomi Skittles made their babies together. She was like, "These are lesbian babies." I was like, first of all, bitch, biology is a thing. Just saying. There was no man involved. I was like, well, then it was a miracle from Jesus and God. So you better call a church. Like, I didn't see no fucking star in the sky. I highly doubt you had a virgin birth, you fucking hoe. But it's like, she kept pushing that. I was like, really? Really? They look exactly like Tommy. Exactly like him. Especially the second one. She was like, no, fine. Alana is Tommy's, but Isis is just Xiaomi and our love conceived this baby. I was like, if that baby comes out with Tommy's nose, I'm gonna tell you something about yourself. And sure enough, she came out the spitting image of the father. And I was like, oh, look, a future little gang member. Which, I mean, Tommy is the head of one of the biggest gangs around here. So, not exactly the person you want to fuck with, but she did, because my sister has she has a thing about her. But I did find out that my niece Isis is a mom now, and that my niece Alana had another kid, and that my brother's other son, who I thought was still pretty much in diapers, is moving up ranks in this gang that he's in Bayonne. And it's like, I was my mother's telling me all these things, and her husband's right there. These are his kids. And I looked at him, I said, I miss them. I don't want to see them. I love them. I don't like them. And it hurts me that I have nieces and nephews that I don't even know exist. Like, they just keep reproducing. Each one of my siblings has between 3 and 6 kids. And then their kids have kids now. And it's like, are you kidding? At my last count, when I last counted like 10 years ago, there were 12 grandchildren. There's way more than that now. And now there's great grandchildren. And it's like, I look at it and I'm like, bro, like, I'm glad we're moving away. I wish it was further so they can't visit. He was like, they're not going to visit. He was like, your brother Jose might visit. Fredito might visit. He was like, but the rest of them, no. I said, yeah, but you're going to have a pool and they're going to be like, oh, I'm going to stay with you. He was like, yeah, that's not going to happen. My mother was like, over my dead body. I was like, don't say that too loud. Elizabeth is like, oh, let me step up to the plate and do my part. Like, because they hate one another. But yeah, no, that's the only thing. I'm like, your kids are going to be a menace. He was like, my kids are not allowed to stay with us. They're not allowed. They can visit and stay at a hotel. He was like, I don't want them. No. He was like, that's some bullshit. He was like, where have they been all these years? I was like, okay. He said, your brother was just really happy that you're coming with us. I was like, oh, all right. He said, but he's upset that you're leaving him. I was like, really? Because I see him so often. I don't know why he would be upset. I haven't seen him in a while. Oh, and that's what I wanted to tell you. Remember I told you that Eddie came out of the woodwork and was like, hey, Connor. Yeah. Told Connor he's going to meet up with him this week. He's going to come up to visit. Haven't heard from him since. And I said, oh, here's where they all come out of the woodwork. Oh, my God. I literally said his name and I just got a text from him. Hey, Michelle, did you receive the money I sent you? Yeah. And I answered you about that already. So, like, what the fuck? It literally just texted me. You heard the text alert go off, right? Yeah, I received the 1K that you sent me. the 1K that you sent me for Connor's entire 18 years of existence. And he spent it on a new iPad to do the job that he does to supplement for income that you don't fucking provide. But anyway, that's a little bit of extra information. I can't, like, this is why I don't ask for anything from anybody, because when they do give, they want that constant thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Like, oh, this bitch better thank me for sending her whatever. Fuck you. Like, did you thank me for giving you a son and, you know, like elongating your bloodline on this planet? No. You just gave me fucking agita about it. Oh, I really needed to vent today. This stream is doing so much for my mental state. As the summer of the dishes are done was a bust. I don't have anything clean but pots and pans. Listen, you wouldn't be the first person to make something and eat it directly from the friggin' pot, okay? My buddy Tony would get tats on a dare. Yeah, I know people like that. Drives me crazy. I call it my human suit. Whenever I have to leave the house and put real people clothes on. Yep. Mm-hmm. Yep. I'll say, oh my God, I have to get my bra on. My husband says, no, you don't. It's Florida. Have you seen people? She's like, yeah, I don't care. I wasn't raised that way. That's right. I can't do that. Like, I've seen people go out and I'm like, bro, like, who raised you? Were you raised by a family of cats or what? Like, because do you not have a mirror that you could look in before you leave the house? My grandmother was I always wondered why we had this gigantic mirror right by the friggin' front door, like right in the dining room. And I know now because you had to pass this mirror every time you wanted to leave the house. And you couldn't help but see all of yourself. Many of us walk past and, oh, wait, let me go redo my hair or whatever. Let me go change my shirt. Let me do whatever. Because you realize I don't look out here like I look in my head. And now I see what I look like. Let me go fix this shit before, you know, I'm like the talk of the town. Like they think I'm like bumming all the fucking time. But yeah, my friends would be like, Shell, we're going to go out later. Don't take your bra off. Because they knew the rule. Like as soon as that bra comes off, I'm not putting it back on. There's nothing worse than freeing the titties and then you have to lock them up again. No, that's like getting out of jail and them saying, oh, wait, we got more paperwork. Get back in the cell for a couple hours. No, like I'm free. Like, leave me alone. Did he even? Oh, he spelt my name right. Very impressive, Eddie. You know, it'd be more impressive if you weren't a deadbeat. I will say, oh, okay, we got that. Hey, Daisy girl. Daisy, 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 Daisy. Give me your answer due. I left and I got lost. Aw, you're so cute, Daisy. Holy crap, I had to leave chat and come back. My chat didn't show. And Inyamars till now. Yesterday, when I was when Winning did his unrig the game, it would not let me post a comment for the milestone. It wouldn't give me a send button. If I hit return, it wouldn't do anything. And it kept like just dying right there. And I've been getting kicked out of YouTube chats so often. It's like, oh, you're disconnected. Oh, you're disconnected. No, I'm not. Everything's working fine except for the fucking chat. So it's not the connection or my computer. It's YouTube screwing with me. That sounds very reckless and regrettable. Everything I do is reckless and regrettable. And you said, hi there. Now I can, oh, lady said, hi, Anya. Now I can see you. Wolf Kinder, I have a nitwit neighbor who has a car horn that beeps SOS in Morse code. Oh my God. It goes on for more than 10 minutes. I'm probably the only person in the area who knows what it is. Oh my God, that's funny. Daddy had a car horn installed in the Jeep. Well, even in the car. For me. Just to make me happy. Because he'd be coming home and he'd be at the corner and he'd hear do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do. It was the General Lee horn from Dukes of Hazzard. And it just made me happy every time he used it. And the neighbors thought it was, well, some of our neighbors thought it was funny, most of them, but some of them hated it. My mother hated it. She's like, you always draw attention. He was like, it's a horn. It's supposed to get your attention. That's the purpose. And she, no, everybody knows when it's you. He was like, yeah, she knows when I'm coming home. It was for me. It wasn't for her. Witch. Anyway, oh, look at that. Look at that. Okay, wait. See, I'm not that far behind, but I am far behind. So we got, let me do this.
All I do is win, no matter what.
I figured Darth is here. He'll really hate that. He'll hate it because you know what?
All I do is win, no matter what.
Money on my mind, it'll never be enough. I like that. All right, so let's see. All righty, so we have, God damn it, where'd it go? We have 5 gifted memberships from Wolfram. Thank you, honey. I appreciate that. Those went out to Daisy Girl, Digital Soldier, Evelyn Cox, Thomas Anderson, and Zeddy. Oh, that's so awesome. Thank you, Wolfie. I appreciate that. I really, really do. Everybody, let's do a lead attorney. Everybody throw Wolfram's name up in the chat. And if you got one, say thank you and use his name, because even though we're not in the South, I do have manners. So please show your manners. I've been enjoying the lead attorney's coverage of this damn Young Thug trial because Little Woody went live on Instagram like 10 minutes before I got in here. That's why I was like, oh my God, I'm making a mad scramble to set everything up because I was so into what he was doing. He was just walking around like a supermarket or Walmart or whatever and just stared at the phone. Lee was like, y'all spam his chat and get him in here. And we did, because we were like 10,000 people strong. You know, Woody was like, damn, my chat just like, my live just flew up and he got so many followers out of that. I will follow him just to see what the hell he's doing. He is crazy. But again, Wolfram, thank you very much. I appreciate it more than you could ever know. But yeah, it's so funny. I love watching Woody on that stand because he's like, what you mean? What you mean? What you mean? The fact that he told the ADA, because apparently she must have had the nervous sweats, and she went up to the podium and he covered his nose and mouth with his shirt and shooed her away like you would like a dog or something. Shoo, shoo, shoo. And he was like, get back. Get back. And she said yesterday, she said permission to approach to the judge. He thought he was talking to her. He said no. I was dying because he's just like, he hates this woman, hates her. He makes her stutter and cough all day long. All you hear is because her voice is cracking because her nerves are shot. They are shot. If she is not addicted to some type of vice by the end of this trial, the woman is solid. She is made of solid steel. Trust me, she's not. She's going to be either an alcoholic or she's going to gain 200 pounds or she's going to have like a crack problem or something. But no, there's no way she's getting through this unscathed. And good, because they're doing all the witness intimidation and everything else and coercion. So they should all suffer for it. Okay. But Woody makes me laugh, except the fact that he's called Little Woody. Lil Woody. Who wants that name? I mean, yeah, he's tiny, but damn. She said something the other day about, in that picture, that's when you had hair. He got so offended, his hand jumped in. He went, like, he's rubbing his bald head, like, how dare you? How dare you bring that up? It's hilarious. I have never, even like the Daryl Brooks trial, I have never laughed so much during a trial. Because Woody is shot. He don't give a fuck. He don't care. And I'm just like, that's right. You give him hell. Go ahead. Because that's the kind of person that I dealt with on the daily. Like, he literally is every kindergartner I've ever had. Like, sit down. Well, I got to sit down. Who you think you is? You ain't my mama. And I'm like, sit down. I'm going to be your mother. I'm like, when you're here, you're mine. And they're like, all right. Don't need to get testy. They'll sit there and just cross their fingers, cross their arms. Hilarious. It was like watching my kids up on the stand. It was great. Not my kids, like my kindergarten kids. We call that Dearborn here in Michigan, or if you're in Maryland, Baltimore. Oh, Lord. Make sure you're set to live chat. Yes, please. Oh, lovely. Breaking news. Putin lands in North Korea for a rare visit and is expected to meet with Kim Jong-un as he seeks a boost in Russia's war against the Ukraine. Well, isn't that special? That's great. Great. Lovely. Oh, whatever. I can't concentrate on the world stage right now. I do that most of the time. But right now, no. I'm going to concentrate on my stage. Daisy said I was watching something that wouldn't let me rewind. It was a feed of the Supreme Court justice on Trump's immunity. But then at the end, it said adjourned till May 5th. So I don't know what the fuck I watched. Oh, yeah. May 5th or like July 5th? Maybe July 5th? They might have just not changed the damn banner or whatever. They do that a lot with those. But a lot of these things that say live, yeah, they were live at the time. They're not live now. Like, you're showing me something that happened like 4 months ago. It would be really nice if they'd put it in the corner like, this is from whatever fucking date. You think you're like all new, and it's like, no. Wolfkinder, I seriously have to resist the urge to open a window and yell, aren't you dead yet? Yeah, right? I mean, if they're constantly asking for something in Morse code, that's hilarious. SOS. Save our shit. Wolf from The Real Goat. Wait, would that make you a goat in wolf's clothing? Yes, it absolutely would. Like the opposite of what you're used to seeing. I mean, he would throw a monkey wrench in that works. He really would. I shop better for other people too. And you said, I just can't bring myself to spend the money on things I would like or want. But thrift stores, Goodwill is my go-to. I will buy one thing, but I will buy like 4 or 5 of that one thing just so that I don't have to think about it. Like, if I find a pair of jeans that I fall in love with that fit perfectly and they're durable, they look good, I will buy several of that jean and that's it. I'll throw out all the other jeans because I'm not fucking with it. I don't care if I look different. I know my clothes are clean. Do you have to know? No. I mean, get your fucking nose out of my business. But I hate having to decide what to wear. I want to just be able to just reach in the closet, grab something, put it on and go. Like, I'm not trying to impress. There is nobody on this earth I feel like I need to impress. Nobody except me. And I don't give a shit. So it's like, whatever. I used to do the whole, I can't leave the house without my makeup. No, fuck that. I was going through my makeup. I was like, oh my God, I have so much. I was like, I haven't put on makeup in 2 years. Like, this is bad. This is bad. This is bad. I was like, so I went from having like an entire box of makeup to like this teeny tiny little like nail case of makeup. So that's good. I'm definitely decluttering everything because I don't want to have to move all this shit. If I could throw it out now, I will. When I moved from Kansas, I didn't have time to do that. So everything got packed. And as I unpacked, I threw stuff out. I think probably about 3/4 of the stuff that moved from Kansas to here didn't have to make the trip. Like, I probably could have put everything in the back of my minivan and just done it like that and instead of spending $3,000 on a Penske truck. Because U-Haul wasn't big enough. Thank you for my pretty green. You're so cute, Daisy. My son is so cute. The other day he was doing something and I said, do it this way. It's easier. He said, I'm growing into a man and we do things the hard way. He's not wrong. He's not wrong. I tell my son all the time, why can't you just do it the way I told you to do it? My way is more efficient and it's easier because I want to figure out how to do it on my own, but it's going to take you like five times the time it would take you if you just did it my way. And all this arguing back and forth is just wasting more time. Well, you're the one wasting time. Just let me do my, fuck it, whatever. As long as it gets done, I don't care. Yes, Enya, there's nothing wrong with Goodwill in my eyes. 90% of my clothing comes from Goodwill. There you go. Darth Hideous, carnivore diet is extremely expensive. Again, not if you're hunting. Not if you're hunting. If you can buy a half a cow, you buy a half a cow. The rest you supplement with deer meat. Glossar de quita mort, Eddie. He said, never mind. I just had an issue with PayPal. Now you got an issue with your ego, motherfucker. Like, leave me alone. I already answered your damn question. Oh, he aggravates me. The fuel I'm currently loading is pizza. I wish I had a good pizza. I really do. I really do. I refuse to buy pizza when I want it. I save it as like a real big treat for the kids because, and we usually wind up just making our own. Connor likes to make it. But like I'm dying for really good pizza, but they're like $30 for a plain pie. And if you want like pepperoni or any kind of topping, it's like $5 per topping. Stop it. You're literally, it's just flour, water, salt, cheese, and tomatoes. That's all it is. All those things together is about $3. And you want me to pay $30 for what? The cardboard box? Like, stop. When I worked for the pizzeria, like, it was $10 for one pizza with toppings. You don't do that anymore. That's why Domino's is freaking killing it because they're just like, oh yeah, we'll give you coupons for everything. But it's shit pizza. That's the cutest thing. It is the cutest thing. Same ever. My daughter is the same. She says she could buy 3 things new or 30 things used. Just makes sense. Yep. Used is not a bad thing. I mean, we buy used cars. You just got to make sure you're, very thorough in your investigation of your inspection of it before you buy it. It's just the way it is. Plus, I can't find things to wear that truly bring me joy in traditional stores these days. No, they're terribly made. Terribly made. The material is shit. The stitching is horrible. I mean, 3-year-olds in China, they really can't sew very well, can they? So, there's that. If you don't put up curtains, Bigfoot will peek in on you, right? She's like, there are blinds. Bitch, I don't want to look at blinds. Like, I want the blinds to be up. I want to be able to draw the curtains. And then she was like, oh, well, we have to put holes in it. And you're going to tell me you're not going to hang anything? Oh, well, I could just tape things up. Bitch, you know how, like, horrible that is? I can't. See, my mother's being ridiculous now. And even her husband said it. He was like, she's just scared and she's being, like, crazy. He was like, just ignore her. We're going to do what we're going to do. Okay. That actually sounds exactly like what you're about to do. Maybe. I live alone. How big is this? Filter gone. Great. It drives me crazy when someone pushes you to scream and then they have the balls to ask you why you're acting like this. Yeah, she was screaming at me. And she's like coming at me all like, rah! And then I yell back and she's like, why do you always have to yell? And my son was like, Grandma. He read her the riot. This was the other day, not Sunday. But I mean, she always does that. 8 to 10 feet tall. Curtains with lace panels are a must in the country. You can see out in the day, but not so much in. Yeah, that's nice. Except I want blackout curtains that I can close so that if I have to sleep when the sun is out, I can. I mean, granted, light doesn't really bother me. It doesn't have to be pitch black, but I would like it to be because then I stay asleep. I can fall asleep in the light, but I wake up a lot easier. because I don't hit that deep sleep. Damn, I just put up blackout curtains. I love blackout curtains. All my windows have blackout curtains here. I don't want them to be closed curtains. I want them to be something I can pull back. I'm picturing Shelly as Fonzie. He tries to sleep in the country. The animals are making noise and Fonzie yells, "No, nerd. That's stupid. I lived in the country before." So, I mean, like animals, bugs, all that, none of that bothers me. What do you think? Kansas was devoid of country? It's Kansas. Nerd, don't make me picture someone squeezing your balls. There you go, Daisy. Amber L. I mean, thank goodness I just put a blackout curtain. There you go. And the animals, Fonzie yells, "Cool it," and the entire forest goes silent. Nah, I feed the animals. Fredo was like, "You're going to be a problem, RJ." I was like, "Inviting little woodland creatures into the yard?" Sure am. He was like, "Yeah, I figured." It's like, "That's all right. I'll just shoot them." I was like, "Great. That's great. Like, let's not do that." I'm working on 4 hours of sleep, so I'm slower than usual. Probably going to be gone for a few. Yay, work. All right, Anya. I probably won't be here when you get back, but have a wonderful day. If you need anything, just let me know, okay? Cantaloupe simmer to skin. Noted. How fucking far behind? God damn, I got far behind all of a sudden. Science. Okay, in hindsight, that giggle may have made us sound a little unfair. I don't know what you're talking about. I don't speak your language. My only brother has 2 kids, and I'm not sure they know my name. They're lost. I have a cousin I only met one time. Her mom, my cousin, has nothing to do with the rest of the family. I have a sister with a kid, another sister with 3, a brother with 2, and a brother with none. And I talked to none of them. Well, there you go. Same here. If Shelly's family, hi, Shelly's family. I know you're watching. I doubt it. My brothers and sisters can't be bothered with anything outside their own little lives. I love when we get to lift you up, Shelly. Thank you, honey. I like when you do it too. I hope it's reciprocal. Makes my heart happy. Aw. All y'all make me happy. Aw, Lady Awesome. You guys are so sweet. I love the bra, the body cage. Yeah, I call the bra the body cage. Yep. Bras are prison more than pants. Pants don't have underwires. Could you imagine if men had to wear pants with underwires to like uplift their balls or something? Do you know how uncomfortable they would be and how much they would bitch about it? Yet it's okay for us to strap 2 pieces of metal underneath our boobs against our rib cage and then pull them as tight as we can against our bodies and still pretend we can breathe and that it's comfortable, so that when you sit, it's like the worst constriction. It's like somebody took like a band, put it around, literally around your chest, and said, "Go ahead, sit," and then just tightened it. I was like, can you breathe? Can you? Oh, a little tighter. Let's go a little tighter. Yeah, no, men would never put up with that shit, but yet we're like, yeah, it's fine. And then you get that favorite bra that feels good. You don't feel the underwire. You don't feel like the band. Nothing is suffocating. Everything lifts the way it's supposed to. It gets pushed together the way it's supposed to. And the bra betrays you. And that underwire pushes through the padding at the top of the little sleeve they put it through and stabs you in the middle of the day. And now you'll never get it back the way it was. Even if you push it back and sew that whole clothes, it doesn't feel the way it did. So not only did you love this bra and you spent forever looking for this perfect bra, and then it pokes through the material and tries to kill you. It tries to literally drive a metal rod through your chest. So it's like, yeah, no, bras are mean. They're very mean. Men would never put up with it for themselves. For the record, I spell your name wrong on purpose. I know I've said this before, just reiterating. It's fine. Rumble issues. Same here. I gave up chat for a bit. Oh, honey. I'm sorry. Yeah, Rumble is asshole sometimes too. I love that song. All I Do Is Win, but I saw Ludacris live. He opened for Janet Jackson and he fucked up and had to start his rap part over. Oh, damn. That's fucked up. Not only do I fucking hate it, but you made it your place on the video. Well, because I needed to change it up from the Cats because I had the Cats doing the whole what song was it? Y'all gonna make me lose my mind up in here, up in here. Like, because that's my cats. They just go crazy for no fucking reason, catching bugs that aren't there. I'm like, dude, like I know I gave you catnip, but how hard did that shit hit you? Like, was it laced? Listen, remember lyrics live can be hard. Mm-hmm. Oh yeah. I know all the lyrics, like I know all the lyrics. But I mean, I know a lot of fucking lyrics. And then when somebody mentions a song, I'm like, oh, wait, because then my mind goes blank. I'm like, don't put me on the spot like that. Even if you know them all back and forth by heart. Mm-hmm. Lil Woody, huh? Mm-hmm. For the record. He said, for the record, fuck winning. I mean, it's on the bingo card. Oh my God, that was something else. He waved her away, said she stunk. Yes. Yes. Sadly, she cried later. I was thinking about it. I don't think that she was aware that she stunk because when you get that nervous kind of like flop sweat, or when your nerves are really, really high and you're stressed out, your body emits a different chemical. And so you smell different and you don't realize it because it's you. But somebody else would be able to realize maybe she just, she was so nervous that she started to get that nervous stank about her. Cutters Pub, I can't with these trials. Way too boring for me. Oh, no. The Young Thug one is hilarious. Between the judge becoming like this dictator and then you have professional lawyers talking back to the judge going, what? Like, it's a circus, but it's funny. It's impressive to see y'all into it like you are. My shallow brain can't handle all that info. It's not even it's not the legalese. There's hardly any legalese at all. They're going over like what this guy did and whatever. And he was like, I lied to every law enforcement person I talked to. But why wouldn't you tell the truth? He said, because I'm not out here trying to get locked up. I told them whatever they wanted to hear that would get me out of there the fastest so I could get home. He was like, whatever I needed to say to get away with whatever and to get out of there without getting my ass locked up, that's what I said. He was like, so I don't remember it because it wasn't the truth because I was making it up as I went. She was like, well, why wouldn't you tell? Because I'm not trying to get locked up. If I told them the truth, they're going to try to lock me up regardless. He's like, I didn't tell them anything and they wound up, like locking me up. It was like, I ain't about to tell these people the truth. They don't care about the truth. They want to use that against me. No. And I totally get it. It's like, when your mother catches you doing something and you make up a quick excuse so you can go back to whatever the fuck you were doing. It's like you're not intentionally being like, oh, I'm lying to you to fuck with you. And I'm lying to you to get the hell out of here because I don't want to have a part of this conversation. Like, leave me out of it. Lil Woody said as he wiped his bald head, what you trying to say? That was his face. The whole like he was so offended. Like, what? Why you gotta bring up that I used to have it? It's hilarious. Gutter, it really is. Especially when Lead does it because he does all his little commentaries. Oh, it's hilarious. I bet he's there to get in on those shit balloons. North Korea send it over South Korea. What kind of world do we live in? Could you imagine looking up and be like, oh, look, it's balloons. Right away, you're thinking of like Up and stuff like that. Like all these wholesome things. And all of a sudden a bird goes by and you just see a bunch of shit falling out of the sky. Oh, no. You want to talk about when the shit hits the fan more when the shit hits Korea. The shit hits Korea. Yeah, that's not terrifying at all. At all. I know. This is fine. Everything's on fire. I had to shop around and compare prices when I want something. I don't go with the first thing I see. No, comparison shopping is a thing. It is. And more people should do it. A lot of people don't. I mean, if you got money like that, fuck it. But you ain't going to keep your money like that if you don't pay attention to it. Gutters Pub. Ditto. Same with the shirts too, Shell. I like that. I'll take one in every color. Yes. If it's the right, see, people don't get it. Like, it's so hard to get a shirt that's cut right, that's sewn well, that's stain resistant, that has give where you want it and hugs what you want hugged, that's comfortable, doesn't show like any kind of sweat, you breathe in it, whatever. And that's versatile and goes with pretty much every other thing that you own, every shoe that you own, every pair of pants, every skirt, whatever. Like, if you find that, that's like the holy grail of shirts. So if you can get one in like every color, why wouldn't you? The hell, like, I'm not into fashion anymore. I mean, I never really was. I did like the neon belts in the 80s. That's pretty much the extent of it. I wore the, what do they call it? Parachute pants, but for girls. So they didn't have like the hanging crotch, but they had like the huge legs, and you take the pockets out. The pockets had like a loop on the end of one and a button on the end, and you pull it to the front of you. And now you had like more form fitting pants, but you had no pockets. Like, it's, I remember all those trends. Dear God. I remember the summer of, what was it? 1989. Spandex pants were the big thing. We hadn't had spandex pants before that. We called them bicycle shorts, but they were selling like shiny spandex everywhere. Capri length, ankle length, short shorts, bike shorts. And I had them in all colors, all sizes, like all lengths. And that's what I wore. And because that's what everybody else was wearing. And I look back at those pictures and I'm like, damn, I was shiny. Like, I'm wearing these shiny ass, like, freaking like black and purple spandex pants with like a, like a bathing suit underneath and like a just tank top on top of that. Those were my summer clothes because I was always ready to go swimming. I don't give a fuck. I swam every single day. And I was not trying to like go get change at somebody's house and then get in the pool. No, I'd go and just wear my swimsuit, go in the pool, and I'd just go drawless later. But yeah, it was a thing. But yeah, every day it was, for that summer, it was all spandex all day. It was just, I look back and I'm like, dude, were you not uncomfortable? No, because they literally were a second skin. You got to be brave to wear some shit like that. Now, not so much, but back then, absolutely. Nope, it said May 5th. One of the justices said May 5th. The dang chat that was mostly leftist type in the chat, May 5th or May 5th. What the fuck? Yeah, like, do they not know it's June? What the hell? When it went to an outside feed of people outside the Supreme Court, the mob people wearing donkey masks with signs saying feminists against fascism. Oh, please. I don't know what the fuck is going on. Yeah, that sounds like a shit show, honey. Amber said it really depends on my mood. Either I just want to throw something on or I construct an entire outfit around one thing I really want to wear. I've done that. Yep. You're going to have to make your own living in the boonies. Get a pizza stone. Make your own living in the boonies. Yeah, make my own pizza. No, we make pizza all the time, but like I was dying for a piece of pizza from this one restaurant in town. It's my favorite pizza, but it's $30 for a regular large pie, and their large pie is the size medium was 10 years ago. So it's like, okay, you're making them smaller and charging me double. Like, I'm not happy with that. I won't pay that. I won't buy it. So I'm waiting for my mother to be like, oh, you guys want anything to eat? Yes, we want pizza. You want to pay for it? Because I'm not paying for it. If somebody else pays for it, I'll eat it, but I'm not buying a $30 pizza. Fuck that. Or if you're doing it that often, you all should get a pizza oven. I mean, there's going to be tons of stuff to do, but yeah, pizza is something that we all know how to make. Connor's been making pizza since he's little. He makes a really good Sicilian pie. That's the real thick pizza. That's a big rectangle. He loves making those. He's really good at it. Ellie, all for that boonie pizza. I was just having a conversation with somebody and saying I want to be able to afford getting pizza on Fridays again. Last time that happened, Trump was in office. That's reason enough to vote for the man. Absolutely. I agree, Lass. I agree. Nuclear gravy. Hey, how you doing? Not if you're hunting, but if your neighbor has cats, you can always cook your own Chinese. Oh my goodness. I don't know who nuclear gravy is, but welcome. And that's fucking hilarious. But no, we will not be eating cats. I know how to cook Chinese without cat or dog being involved. So we're good. We'll just stick to chicken, of which we will have many. He was like, "You're not going to get attached to the chickens and not let me kill them, right?" I was like, "First of all, if they're big egg producers, those have to stay alive." He was like, "Yeah, no. We'll have separate." Like, he was like, "Don't worry about that." He's like, "We're gonna have like, just trust me." He was like, "I've raised chickens before in Puerto Rico." I was like, "All right." He's very excited about having animals. He's excited about the ducks. He was like, "Oh, I figured you'd want ducks." I was like, "Yeah, I want ducks." My mother was like, "I don't want ducks." He was like, "Well, then don't go in the yard." He was like, "There you go." I was like, "Whatever." She wanted to not build the back deck so that if my daughter had to go into the yard, she'd have to go all the way around the house from the front. And her husband was like, "That's stupid. Like, what? Shut up, Marion." He was like, "We're not listening to you anymore because now you're just being ridiculous." He was like, "You're just arguing just to argue." She was like, "Fine, I have no say." He was like, "Good. Now that we have that, settled." And she like she rolled her eyes so hard I thought she broke them. Because you just made me laugh so hard. I snorted. I'm gonna drop a meme in Discord. Awesome. Maybe what I watched was a hearing from last year. Maybe. Or it was just, from earlier this year, mostly. Or it could have been from like it could have been from the original indictments when they went down. Oh, I hate pants too. If I'm not in sweats, I'm in a dress. Fewer pieces of clothing to worry about coordinating. Oh yeah. I love the floor length dresses, like the one piece floral sweeping kind of. First of all, they're very feminine, but they're just so comfortable. They cover everything. They're comfortable. You don't have to worry that when you sit down, you're going to flash the world because they go all the way to your ankle. Like, oh, they're so comfortable and they're just so pretty. You can put on a jeans jacket and it looks good on them. You can put a hat on and it still looks cute. Doesn't matter. Sandals, fancy shoes, tennis shoes, doesn't matter. Barefoot. Where would I put that? General? I haven't Discord in a while. On mine, whatever you're putting, there's spaces for memes. There's spaces for specifically just Joe Biden memes, just so you know, because I do love the Joe Biden memes. There's political, there's whatever. Send help. Good thing men don't have tits. I mean, but could you imagine, like, they do have tits. I'm going to have to push back on you, Darts, for a little bit because I know a lot of dudes that have titties. And some of their titties are bigger than mine. Like, I've seen videos where these dudes are walking around and I'm like, you really like have self-confidence like I've never seen. Because you got some swinging, sweaty man boobs. And you put half the girls to shame with how big your fucking titties are. Like, I can't. Nuclear. I can't. Since Winning was making fun of it, I can't. I was like, sure, everybody's taking my fucking sayings. Nuclear gravy. I was born in 1960, the bra burning generation. Free the titty, free the nipple. But remember, gravity sucks. Yep, sure does. But gravity works equally on everybody. So have no fear. You were born in 1960. I don't know if you're not quite at the age where when you sit on a toilet, your balls are going to hit the cold. They don't hit the water yet. I heard that, the older men get, the more they sit on their balls and it hurts. A meme about Shelly making me laugh. Oh, she's so funny. Oh my God. Blech. Yeah, under the memes. I hope to never hear about that bingo card again. You brought it up. Ha 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 ha. This is why the correct thing to say to the cops is fucking nothing. Absolutely. We are 100% agreed on that. We are 100% agreed. The funniest thing to me was, I was like, why do they keep glossing over the fact that they're showing the interview with the cop and he tells the cop, I think I need a lawyer present. And the cop completely disregards what he says and keeps going. And Woody don't know enough to be like, no, I'm not saying anything. Go get me a lawyer. I need a lawyer. He says he wants a lawyer, and they just kept going. I was like, all of that should be inadmissible. Like, none of that should count, even to his character reference, because he said he wanted a lawyer and his rights were violated. He wasn't given one. They didn't even acknowledge that he said it, and we all heard it. It's on the damn tape that they fought to put in front of the jury. So now the jury knows that this dude asked for a lawyer and you didn't give him one. So it's like, the amount of fuck ups in this case are ridiculous. This dude cannot get a fair trial. I don't care if he's innocent or guilty. It's presumed innocence until proven guilty. And they are just like, he guilty. Guilty of what? Because at this point, I don't even know who's involved anymore. You talking about Nut and Woody and this one and that one. Like, they're using all the street names. And I know that jury is like, who are they talking about? They got to be confused. I mean, I know the language, and I was still like, what? Woody's up there answering questions, confused. He said, I don't know what you're talking about. What you mean recall? Recall, what's that mean? Recall. That mean remember? Then I do not recall. He's such a smart ass, but he keeps a straight face when he does it. It's hilarious. He makes me laugh so much. Jacob, watch Cops with my daughter for the first time, yelling at the dude, shut the fuck up. Tell him I want my attorney. That's right. Yep. Watch Cops. That you got to teach them that. You just say nothing. My kids know. Like, anybody asks you any questions, you got no answers. You shut up. I want a lawyer. I want my mother. I want my lawyer. I want my mother. I want my lawyer. That's it. That's all. I will find one. It just made me giggle and think of being on with Shelly immediately when I saw, Could have said, and when you wash the shirt, it comes out looking good. Not a different shape, yes, or a different color, or all pilly. I hate those. You ever get those? Like, they get those little like dots of fabric that come together, and you're just like, oh, that's so aggravating. It looks so fucking ratchet. Not a different shape like most of the shit we buy these days. It's funny because my son, he was doing his own laundry for like the longest time. He still does his own laundry. Now he does mine. But he knows how now. In the beginning, he didn't. He used hot water for like everything. And he was like, oh my God, I'm growing so fast. I was like, what are you talking about? He was like, my shirts, they're like getting like smaller and smaller. I was like, he goes, I'm not gaining weight. I was like, no, you're not. You're shrinking your clothes. And he was like, what? I was like, you're talking about your t-shirts? And he was like, yeah. I said, your cotton t-shirts? He was like, well, they're mostly polyester, I think, but yeah, no, cotton. I was like, all right. Every time you wash them, what do you wash them in? Hot? Just hot water? Mm-hmm. Yeah. You're shrinking them a good couple inches every single time you're fucking washing. And the water was so hot, all the graphics were coming off the t-shirts in like 2-3 washes. And I was like, bro, I have t-shirts that look exactly as I had them when I bought them 30 fucking years ago. And you can't make it like a month. Stop using the hot water. And he was just like, well, how do you think? So I had to teach him the whole cycle thing and whatever. It was so funny though, because he really thought he was growing that fast. I was like, no, you're just shrinking your clothes. When I was young, and I mean young, like I was like 7 or 8, my Aunt Marie got me this beautiful pink Angora sweater. And it was beautiful. And it was so soft. And it was itchy, so I had to wear a t-shirt under it. But it was so soft to like look at and touch or whatever. And my mother was not paying attention when she did the laundry, and she washed it. And she didn't want to come upstairs from the laundry room when the laundry was done. And Daddy was like, what is taking her so long? I was like, I don't know. She's been down there a long time. She came up all like, reluctant and like with her head down. I was like, what's the matter? I thought she was sad. I was young. And she was like, you're going to be so mad at me. I was like, no. And she was like, yeah. And she takes out the pink ball of fabric, not even folded. She didn't want me to see it. And she hands it to me. And I was like, is this my sweater? And I was like, you washed my sweater, not thinking anything bad. And I opened the thing and like went to shake it out, and it fit on my Cabbage Patch. That's how much she shrunk it. I cried so bad. And instead of my aunt buying me another sweater, she said, well, I can't buy you nice things because your mother doesn't know how to take care of them. Why do I gotta be punished because she's a shim? I don't understand. Like, what the fuck? To this day, I will be like, do me a favor, don't touch my laundry. I don't want you to shrink everything. One time, Michelle, I did it one time. You did it to the most expensive, most treasured thing I owned. Yes, I'm going to bring it up till the day I die or the day you die, and probably even beyond that. So yeah, till the day I die. It fit my Cabbage Patch doll. I was so mad. I even tried stretching it. Didn't work. Didn't work. Legal Vices posted on X, formerly Twitter, when he got back to South Korea from vacay. Notice that if you find a deflated balloon on the shore, don't touch it. Call the authorities. Oh my goodness. I so weird to live like that. I live in leggings now. Gutters Pub said, I got bling jeans, but I hardly ever wear them anymore. Yep. I hate the crotch seams in jeans now. My hoo-ha says, give me smooth material, thanks. No lumps, bitch. I tell you something, that seam used to be nice sometimes, but now, no. It's like, I feel so constricted. That's fucking hilarious. Feminists wearing donkey masks. Was that intendedly unironic? Because I swear, well, they're all being huge jackasses. Wait, what? I took Ellie's meaning to say you need to build your own outdoor pizza oven. Yeah, that's what she's saying. She's saying that it's going to be too hard for me to get pizza out there because it's going to be too far away. However, in that little town that I'm going to be living in, the pizzeria is literally a block away. My mother scoped it out. And she was like, and it's not expensive. She was like, we tasted it too. It's really good. She's like, it's not like great. Like, it's not Hoboken pizza, but it's good pizza. She was like, and sure beats making it yourself. I was like, all right. She said there's a really nice barbecue place there. She was like, you'll love that. I love barbecue. I do. You give me a pulled pork sandwich with barbecues. Oh, good God. That's heaven right there. Gutter, your hoo-ha sounds very happy. Only when she's wearing leggings. Ducks are way grosser and more foul than chickens, and chickens are fucking gross. Yeah, but you know what? If it keeps me from dying from tick bites and more Lyme disease, then I'll deal with the goose shit, like the duck shit. I'll clean it up. It's fine. That's why I have children. You think I won't send Katie out there with a fucking like a bucket and like a scooper? Hell yeah. I'd be like, go around. Good for compost. But Ellie, I don't know if you heard before, but I did bring up the raised garden beds, and he's all about that now. Like, he was thinking about it before. He was thinking it was a good idea, but like we really talked about it, and he's all about all raised garden beds. He was like, absolutely this way, because he wants to have his own garden for like the bigger things, like the bigger stuff that he wants to do, and more like viney stuff or whatever that he has to build like trellises for and shit. But for all like the other stuff, like he said he's definitely going to build that around the whole side of the house, but away from the house so that we can go around and not have to like try to, reach, because ain't none of us tall. And Katie has to sit when she's doing it, otherwise she'll just fall over. But he wants her to be able to, have her own little space gardening and everything. So it worked out. He was very excited about it. He's all looking into all of that. Those aren't tits. Those are fat fucks. They're moobs, man boobs. I remember cutting jalapenos a few years ago, wearing a dress, kept drying my hands on an apron. When I sit down to take a break on the back porch, my hoo-ha caught on fire. Oh, no. Oh, no. That's so funny. Fucking Daisy. That's one way to get some action, Daisy. She has some hot puss in the town tonight. I need to move out of here because my mother's husband was looking around the apartment and he was like, you know this black stuff that your air conditioner keeps spitting out? I was like, yeah, all the dirt and dust from outside. He was like, that's not dirt. I was like, what is it? He said, that's mold. I was like, I literally have spent the last year sleeping in front of this air conditioner. He was like, yeah, you need fresh air. He was like, I guarantee you're going to have so much more energy once you're out of this fucking apartment. I was like, yes, please. Yes, please. He's being really good. Like I'm very surprised at how accommodating he's being. And we got to the bottom of that. It's my mother who has told us both stories about the other that's not true. She'll say, "Oh, Michelle said she don't want that," and I'm like, "I never said that." And she'll say, "Well, Fredo doesn't want this." He's like, "But I do want that." It's because it doesn't fit what she wants, so she lies to the both of us and makes us against one another. And she's like, "I don't want you to talk because I don't want you to fight. We only fight because you lie. That's why we fight. You make shit up to make us fight, to keep us apart. What do you think is going to happen? Oh my God, we might have harmony and happiness in the household. Oh, can't have that. Like, what the fuck, Ma?" And this is her mentality. Like, she has to be the center of attention. So nobody can talk to anybody else. Nobody can get along. Everybody's got to, if you don't go by the beat of my drum, get the fuck out of my life. That's my mother. She will drive you out of her life. The problem with me is I'm a stubborn bitch. And I only got the one mother. So it doesn't matter what you throw at me. I'm just going to toss it back and stay. I'm not going to, run around, run away with my tail between my legs. I ain't afraid of you. Fuck. You want to fight? We'll fight. Like, I can scream all day long. Oh, you got that guinea temper? So the fuck do I. Like, you want to go, bitch? Because I don't feel bad when I'm mean. Nope. Really don't. I might feel a twinge of remorse later, but I'm going to say what I want to say. And the more you push me, the meaner I'm going to get because I need to shut you down. And she still to this day has not learned that. She thinks that she could do to me what she does to everybody else, which is be offensive and be nasty and be insulting. And they're just going to run away and be like, oh, fuck that bitch. I don't want to talk to her. No, you want to do it? We're going to go all day. And I will make you pay. One way or another, I will make you pay. I am not taking this shit from you. And I will keep going back for it. And she does not understand that. She's getting there. But yeah, no. So there's so many things that we agree on. So we were talking about kitchen tables or whatever. And buying one, and he's looking at my kitchen table. He was like, "But you're really attached to this table, aren't you?" And I was like, "No, it can be thrown out." And I was trying to be nonchalant about it. And he said, "No, really." He was like, "You like that table?" I said, "Well, I look at it. And I spent my life at that table with grandma right next to me. I came home from the hospital. The first place I put the baby was in the middle of that table. I taught Katie how to crawl on that table because, I didn't put her on the floor because I wanted to be right there. But I taught her how to get up, roll over on that table. I taught her, how to eat at that table. I sat at my grandmother's side from birth until I was 28 years old at that table. Everybody I've ever loved in my life has eaten at that table. I did all my homework every day at that table. I learned how to cook and bake at that table. It's got 3 sleeves that you could put in it to make it super long. We've had every holiday meal at that table. We have spent countless days and weekends as a family preparing all the baked goods for Christmas, Easter, whatever, at that table. Yeah, I'm attached to the table. It's a part of my childhood that actually meant something to me. I learned how to play cards at that table. We used to sit around as a family after going swimming in the pool and play Pokino at that table or gin rummy at that table. And he was like, then why are you throwing it out? I said, because the legs are too narrow. They're falling off. The track is warped, so I can't open the table anymore and put the sleeves in it. I said, and mommy doesn't want it. And he was like, I can build a new base. I was like, what? He said, I could build a new base for it. He was like, I could build the legs and the base with the track. He was like, I could do that and just match the wood. He was like, just match the stain. He was like, I could even make the table thicker or higher or whatever you want. And I was like, oh my God, could you? Would you? And he was like, yeah, absolutely. He was like, all right, so we're keeping that table. Do you know how happy that made me? My mother had a fucking puss on her face like you wouldn't believe. She was like, I'm attached to the table too. Shut up. Like, shut up. I can't. Like, you barely even sat at that table ever because you never wanted to be part of the family. You always wanted to be somewhere else. I was all about my family. Shitty as they were, I loved being with my family. She was never like that. She was always looking somewhere else. Well, just let me go on my own. Good, then get the fuck out. Don't bitch about it though. And don't call me when you fucking need help. But yeah, he wants to like redo the whole base and legs at the table, like, because they're like 1950s table legs. They're those real skinny ones. They start out kind of thick and then they bevel down to like nothing. And they hook on with like these vice grips that you screw in. But the wood is old, it's rotting. They're like, it's like a 70-year-old table. And I mean, the top is perfect. It's got it's not a regular wood type, like a regular wood top. There's the wood, and then it's got like it's not Formica, but it's almost impossible to cut through the top of it. It doesn't scratch, none of that. And grandma always used to have like table pads on top, and then to make it nice and cushiony, so it didn't make noise when you put your glass down. And then the tablecloth. The pads got ruined when our apartment flooded, the temporary apartment, but I love the table and it's big. You could put a huge family at this table. I just want more solid legs, and I want a track that, works so I can just open the table up, put things in, and do my Christmas cookies. But my mother was like, no. And he was like, no, yes, that's what we're doing. He was like, so this is our table. Okay, that's off the list. She was not happy. Not happy. That's not an affirmative assertion of your Fifth Amendment rights. Saying I think I need a lawyer is not the same as go get my fucking lawyer. It doesn't matter. They didn't even acknowledge that he said it. They didn't listen to him. They were too intent on getting him to tell their story, like their narrative. And they kept giving him the narrative to say. That was back when I was still a caregiver. And I'm not saying it's an outright violation, but everything that they've done to this dude, including telling him that they will lock him up if he doesn't testify until the end of all the trials, not just this one, all the trials, which could be like 10, 15 years just for not testifying. So the people who you think did murder didn't get locked up, but you're going to lock this dude up for his life for not testifying when he didn't see shit. So like, what the fuck? That was back when I was still a caregiver and the lady was still active in her running around without pants and chew tobacco snuff everywhere. Oh my goodness, Daisy. Wild times. You are crazy. I grabbed a can of shaving cream to put out the fire. Wrong again. Yeah, no, especially if it was mentholated. Don't do that. No. If you have like a burning from, and I learned this from the chick across the street who had her cooch burned because her man had used medicated powder on his balls, and then they had sex and her whole shit was on fire, like crying. She threw up. It hurt so bad. The only thing that worked is lubricant. Just KY jelly. That's all. That's the only thing that worked. Nothing else. And believe me, we tried. I had to wash her. We put ice on it. I had to hold her up while she like kept her cooch in a cold freaking bath. Like, we tried air, like to put the fan on it, like everything. Nothing worked. Vagisil, that didn't fucking work. Nothing worked. The lube, boom, went right out. So in case y'all ever set your cooch like on like a chemical kind of fire, like not actual flame fire, lubricant is the way to go. Just saying. Easiest fix. I'll like Karen Reed trial. Yes, and don't put oil because it's very different. Use a water-based lubricant because you're not trying to fry something. Certain bitches that I know, if they threw oil on their cooch, it'd be a fish fry. Prosecutor put a Celebrate employee on the stand who said the timestamps were wildly inaccurate on the Karen Reed thing. I don't doubt it. They have fucked up so much in that thing. They even had a PowerPoint promoting his own pro. I'm telling you, well, from these trials are crazy. I love that they put these on TV now or like that they stream them because we never would have known the shit that goes on in these places. It's very eye-opening. You got to go for a bit. All right, have a good one, Amber. I'm only 15 minutes behind, so you're probably already gone, but I'm going to be wrapping up any second because the groceries should be here and they're going to be loud. Have a great day. At least your Cabbage Patch doll had a new sweater, right? Or had a stylish sweater too. It was such a nice pastel pink too. If I can't feed an infant, it's not a boom. It's not a boob. I was like, it's not a boom. I was confused. Hell yeah, that's something to do with your health. Your health will get better away from the mold. Oh yeah. I didn't know it was mold. How the fuck was I supposed to know? Definitely can't see living with a manipulative sociopath mother going poorly at all. You know, luckily there's such a thing called outside. I'm going to be spending a lot of time there. It's all right. I'll train her up. It's not a problem. And she's 81. So, I mean, let's not quit, but I mean, it won't be forever. It's like the origin of one of those murder mysteries. Plus, I'm literally doing it so I can get better, so I can get my own goddamn house. Who's going to stream Shelly's trial? I hope Tiff does. I might stream it. God, that means Nova would be there. No, Nova's not allowed to do anything that has anything to do with me. Fuck him. I forgot about the Canadian. Nope. I'll have it written up that he's not allowed anywhere near. He can't even say my name. Fuck him. I got no love for that. I'd take it, but oh, look at that. I'm caught up. Oh, noted. Person turquoise writing headphone. Okay. I got to go to the other thing so I can see what the hell you put, Daisy. What did you put? Oh, that's cute. It's a cute little icon. I hate that StreamYard don't show us the things. It's so stupid. We're going to talk about the Dems replacing Joe and story time with Sterling tonight. Awesome. That's right. It's Tuesday. Y'all need to just bear with me because I keep thinking it's either Monday, Wednesday, or Friday because I'm not used to the new schedule. Yesterday, I woke up at 8:01 thinking that, no, not yesterday, Sunday. Sunday, I woke up at 8:01 thinking I was late for my own show with Winning. And it was 8:01 in the morning. I was so mad because I literally jumped out of this seat, ran to the bathroom. I went to the bathroom, brushed my teeth because I was like, I don't have time to take a shower right now because he's already live. I come back, sit down. It says 8:01 a.m. On my phone, it does not show a.m. or p.m. It irritates the shit out of me because it used to. Now it doesn't. And I looked at the computer. I was going into StreamYards and I looked at the time and it said 8:06 or 8:07 a.m. Do you know how mad I was that I was wide awake at that point and I could have went back to sleep for like another 8 hours? I was so mad. And after that, I was awake. That's how the cleaning bit started. And then when I went to lay down, I had just laid down and my mother knocked at the door. And that was the end of that. So it was like, fuck. Dart said, I expect within the first week, Michelle will be in the backyard building a kennel for mom. I might. All I got to do is just have a trail of cookies going out the door and she'll follow it at her 1:00 in the morning. I always set military time. Yeah, but you know, that fucks up my head. Because I didn't do military time. So it really it bothers me. The same way working for Shipco, the date used to bother me because it would come in and I could never tell unless it was a double digit month, which one was the month and the date, because some would do month, day, year. Some would do day, month, year. And it drove me insane. Because until I worked there, I didn't even know that they did it different over there. It really feels like Wednesday because TFM is doing his stream, which is normally on Wednesday as well, today also. Yeah, like my whole time schedule is all off. But like I said, a whole month just passed. I didn't realize it. I'm just doing my thing because I'm so like focused on making all these lists of things I have to do and getting all like, I had to get all the supplies for moving. So I had to get bins. I had to get boxes. I had to get tape. I had to get markers because all my markers are dry. You know, like I had to get garbage bags, different size garbage bags. Some are for recycling. Some are for the heavy stuff. Some are just for like, you know, small things. Now I've started sorting. So like yesterday I sorted so much, like by the time Winning had his show, I couldn't feel my arms. And I was just sitting here like crying because my arms hurt so bad. Because I literally, from 10 o'clock in the morning until 6 o'clock, I did nothing but move boxes and like pull furniture out and sort through all these different things. And so my arms got the brunt of it. But I felt so accomplished at the end of the day because I was like, oh my God, I got so much done. But now today is, I have a choice. I can either sort through clothes today, which I don't think I want to do. I think I want to do that tomorrow. Or sort through this. How many shelves? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7, 8, 9, 10. This tower of 10 deep drawers of nothing but my son's electronic shit. You know how many wires are in this fucker? And he was like, can't we just put it all in a box and I'll sort it when we get there? No. Like, you need to sit here and sort through this shit with me now. Like, I have cords and things that aren't even in the house anymore and they don't make. So it's like, why? Why am I doing this? So I need to like test the cords that we do have because why am I packing up cords that don't work? So that's going to be, today is going through like the electronic towers. And it's going to be a pain in the ass, but at least I'll have him to help me. Thank you, Wolf. You see, he put that out there knowing that I'm going to wrap this up. It is 3 o'clock. We have been going for 3 hours. I like the new time, especially for the summer. This way we keep it. I'm trying to keep it short, between 2 and 3 hours. So that's what I'm aiming for. So we'll see how well I do with that. But I want to thank you all for coming in. Wolfram, again, thank you for the memberships, for the gifted memberships. Welcome to everybody who got them. And I hope you all have a great rest of your day. And I will see you Thursday at 12 o'clock. All right. And take care of each other. Take care of yourselves. And I will see you in the funny papers. Bye.
Jersey girl, I know that you're a Jersey girl inside. 4 a.m. at a diner, stop singing, living on a
And doggone it, people like me.
I'm thinking maybe you're a Jersey girl with all those highlights in your hair. No other girl can move like you. We pump our fists damn right, it's true. And I don't care what they might say, they'll never get us anyway. So be my Jersey girl, and take a little ride with me tonight. And let's get dirty, girl. I know that you're a Jersey girl inside. The way you turn it up, turn me on, and then you take it off. Make it hot, make it loud. We'll wake the whole town. Jersey girl, I know that you're a Jersey girl inside.
Who the fuck starts a conversation like that? I just